shots have come from outside, and he's made 4 of them. Toohey, he misses. Davis pulls down another rebound. Adelaide's biggest lead in the first half, 16, as they move ahead by 12. Alex Toohey with the 2 count. He'll go to the line. He won from range. Here he is again, Cam Oliver. A delay of game warning a moment ago on Sydney. Toohey scores. It's 57-55, and Mike World.
Good work. Smart move. Offense turns over just as I give him.
Alex Toohey scores over the top of Kendrick Davis. He's trying to lock it up or go ahead by 1 on this possession. Oliver, guarded by Mayen, feeds Alex Toohey in the corner. Toohey can't score, and Davis pounces. Basketball game, 21 days away. Because of the playing tournament, because of the FIBA break. Here's Adams finding Toohey in the corner, and Alex Toohey drops his first 3. Machine, and you tell us. I reckon I know the answer.
What date, what game, how much, and he'll know his
Absolutely
stats.
not. Here's Alex Toohey putting a nice move on Blanchfield, but the finish was lacking. Big wins against Tasmania and New Zealand. Trying to go 3 straight before their first playoff game. Alex Toohey in the corner. He misses, and Peatling gets the board.
For the Sydney Kings, just good offense there by Davo Hickey.
I mentioned his 5 assists to half-time. He's off a career-high 9 assists against New Zealand on Wednesday. Toohey misses, and Peatling gets the loose ball. Both teams look a little bit winded. Yeah, they do. Had plenty of opportunities in this third quarter, Sydney, to really cut the deficit, maybe get back on par. Might play his first minutes against Sydney this season. 3 did not play in the previous contest between these 2 clubs. Toohey down low. Good ball movement out. Botnoy to Oliver. Toohey scores on Young Jung Lee. There was a key period in the...
But Illawarra, they're not taking anything for granted. Full throttle.
Toohey can't finish. The loose ball is off Illawarra, Sydney possession.
And both teams have not been able to shoot the ball with any great level of proficiency, both below 40%.
Assuming that's been a plan from John Riley and his team.
Vaughan Mabry, Nico Fernandez, Alex McEwen, our referees for this one. Here's Alex Toohey back into the starting 5 and scoring for the Kings.
And you mentioned the starting 5.
Adding on to that, guys, he's obviously been given the assignment of Jalen Adams today, and he's off to a great start. He's never played against GA, but he's spoken the leader to this game and said that he doesn't care who's in front of him. He's ready to step up.
First quarter to Perth, with
summer shootouts over, Matty.
Way too many. And Brian Goorjian, he's been able to construct some good numbers defensively as Alex Toohey gets to the rack, but they need to get back to that defense. It must be said that it was on show. The Kings looked a little flat.
They are flat, and not only with their performance as Toohey lets one go, big time hit, they needed that, but you can see
The Kings, they went down and they got it down to 11, so that was very, very lucky, and then hit another 3 right here, but Perth just let them back in the game, and there's another 3, Alex Toohey, and that is what Brian Goorjian wanted, to take it to the hoop and hope for the foul.
Bruce. Alex Toohey. And the rebound falls for Keanu Pinder.
in this possession. They don't know what they're doing against this Wildcat zone.
Great option. Great change up by Perth.
Bruce. Bounce pass to Alex Toohey. The cut baseline was enough to break down the defence. And now Xavier Cooks gets another go. And again, it's Alex Toohey. Back-to-back, big shots.
Pinder took off on release of Cam Oliver's shot. Got a fortunate bounce and a quick pass from Cotton as Toohey attacks. And now he is 8 of 10 from the field.
In him as a player that you now recognise in his coaching?
The intensity, the competitiveness, and the love of basketball, those all shine through currently.
Seen 2 layups, one right there, and then Tyler Robinson down the other end who got a good layup from bad defensive transition. And Adelaide again off to the races, and here they go. Look at that pass.
It is a straight line drive. Adelaide by 6.
Smart.
6 seconds remaining. Cooks drops it off for Toohey. He can't finish. Foul underneath. 7-point advantage with 4 minutes remaining. In the first quarter, Toohey read it like a book and then stuffs it.
And straight back into defence.
With his first rebound of the night. Wants the handle. Guess who's involved again? Toohey coast to coast.
Athlete.
Tip it in either. Kings have got the numerical advantage up ahead. But only for a moment. Wieskamp. Allow another foul. The Kings, I should say. Toohey made it work.
That was almost too easy, wasn't it?
It's a good block and close out by Xavier Cooks, and both these teams are two of the better, statistically anyway, defensive teams in competition. And Derek, the eye test to me says...
Bank Arena fall silent in anticipation. Alex Toohey invites them to make some noise, but comes up with a miss. So we know that...
Is he the most improved in the league as well?
Oh, he's been good. He's had some very good seasons. He's coming from a pretty high base. You usually need to see someone to real... Now he...
Move on Toohey, but missing. Now Adams finds the young next star, who fights for his rebound but can't get it.
But he was... Maybe he's just being incredibly honest and... sportsmanship.
Toohey misses. Drimmick grabs the rebound, and here comes Milton.
And when he gets going, he can elevate himself. As you mentioned before, Drewy, he can get up there in that Bryce Cotton stratosphere as Toohey misses everything.
And on the bank, no doubt some words exchanged between he and coaching team post that Melbourne victory on this floor 72 hours ago or thereabouts. A miss by Toohey. And Pete, we keep an eye.
Well, he's been doing it all season long, and when he plays in this mood and hitting down threes and dropping the shot, he is phenomenal. Alex Toohey from the corner hits the backboard. Cairns on the run again.
You were amazed at how composed.
Toohey might be one of their best defenders. Well, is one of their best defenders. Make no mistake about that. I think he's a lot smarter than the rest of the players in terms of the way he just rolls up and knock down the three ball like that. He just doesn't make silly...
Looking for a reason to make some noise at Kudos Bank Arena. Kamola has given them one. Big dunk in the first half.
In the third quarter. Again, that there looked like a group that was everyone was putting the ball on the floor trying to score themselves. That was execution.
Probably for that reason, I think.
Boy, they needed who were memorable. The way he put a lid with viciousness. Toohey gets his own rebounds. 10 points, 6 rebounds per game. Cooks, shot clock to 3. It has to be Jalen Adams, who gives it up for Alex Toohey. And an offensive board from Cooks. 5%, 42 from three-point territory, 75% at the line. 4.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists. There's the next star, Alex Toohey, unable to score. No doubt some words exchanged between he and coaching team post that Melbourne victory on this floor 72 hours ago or thereabouts. A miss by Toohey. And Pete, we keep an eye.
Well, he's been doing it all season long, and when he plays in this mood and hitting down threes and dropping the shot, he is phenomenal. Alex Toohey from the corner hits the backboard. Cairns on the run again.
You were amazed at how composed.
Toohey might be one of their best defenders. Well, is one of their best defenders. Make no mistake about that. I think he's a lot smarter than the rest of the players in terms of the way he just rolls up and knock down the three ball like that. He just doesn't make silly...
Just looking for a reason to make some noise at Kudos Bank Arena. Kamola has given them one. Big dunk in the first half.
In the third quarter. Again, that there looked like a group that was everyone was putting the ball on the floor trying to score themselves. That was execution.
Probably for that reason, I think.
Boy, they needed who were memorable. The way he put a lid with viciousness. Toohey gets his own rebounds. 10 points, 6 rebounds per game. Cooks, shot clock to 3. It has to be Jalen Adams, who gives it up for Alex Toohey. And an offensive board from Cooks. 5%, 42 from three-point territory, 75% at the line. 4.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists. There's the next star, Alex Toohey, unable to score.
Good shot, and he has a nice look. Probably could have taken a couple of extras there at one stage, but knocked it down. Great set.
Alex Toohey having a fine season. Off a quieter game, but
we know what type of player he is, and that's a great start for Ely.
Scoring points hasn't necessarily been the problem for Melbourne. Stopping them has, and they let Alex Toohey get close enough for a little scoop finger roll.
Hickman, he's going to pull someone out for not doing the defense, and White will be checking back in.
So Noy leads all scorers for Melbourne at Shea Ely out in front with 10.
Then get it to Jalen and let him finish.
Adams for Cooks, who drops it off for Alex Toohey. 3 for Toohey.
See right there, Matty, Cooks can't lose his aggression. He must attack Marcus Lee. Right there, again, this may lead to something positive, but it doesn't look like Cooks exactly being positive.
Yeah. Consecutive nights of NBL. Golding continues his scoring. This time a 2-point shot as he goes to 11, and right on the stroke of half-time, the mid-court heave is off them up to breathe some hope into their run of good fourth quarters. A little bit of momentum going their way here. Alex Toohey jams 2. I said a little bit of momentum. Down by 20, stuck in offensive mud. Couldn't get out of each other's way. But as they have so often, they're coming to get Melbourne United. Alex Toohey gets
improvement. That's why they're back in this game.
Well, they're a very good fourth quarter team. Melbourne, they've won 10 of their 22 fourth quarters at the moment. As Alex Toohey takes a 3, but it's attention to detail.
Their foul count. So he can't have the extra, and the quick outlet for Quatch. Watch, and now Toohey went for the dunk, left it shorts. And Melbourne come away with it.
Little shuffle cut and a wide open layup there. Bruce, though, surprisingly kicks it out.
Throwing a few things around early. The Kings, Alex Toohey splashes in the 3-ball.
But you can still see the trust that Justin Schuller has in him.
Look out. Here comes Alex Toohey. We know he can throw it down. He just steps through this time and gently finesses it home. Toohey is out and running again. The man from the nation's capital. Beautiful find from Adams, and some great defense to stop Toohey at the...
See how we go. First team to really lock down and get some consecutive stops.
Ball is just zipping around at the moment as Toohey lays it home.
That's good. It's good to watch. He's defensively guarding the perimeter, but it can hurt you in the paint.
Toohey underneath, he scores. And we know they're bringing Levante Turner in. Would you have gone in
first phase of resistance? However, once he moves it, the team must be disciplined as Toohey's about to elevate and throw one down. The team must have collective discipline to make sure they get the ball back.
Sydney can tie or take the lead on this possession. Toohey wants to go for the lead.
See, that's why Drury...
NBL app, Hungry Jacks, button enter the code word, hit your store in Queensland before 6 o'clock tomorrow, and feast courtesy of this man, Alex Toohey. He misses the
It was one that you were inviting him to shoot that 3-ball. The last few seasons, not anymore.
He seems to make them when they matter as well. Alex Toohey can't hit. Tied it.
Goes straight to their leading scorer through Hunter now, and Sobey turns it over. Alex Toohey, clear path to the line, and the next star opens the scoring.
Excellent ball movement by the Phoenix.
In Australia, the Phoenix have won 5 of their last 6 and 3 in a row. Their last 4 scores, their biggest 4 of the season. Alex Toohey can't score there. So there's a lot to like.
Got to get Cam Oliver back in the game.
And they've got to get the crowd into the game. Down by 9, Alex Toohey from the corner, just what Sydney ordered.
Oh, you're right, Matty.
5 points for the game. Toohey ducking and weaving and not scoring at the end of it. Ben Air. This time Hurt misses at the line. The difference stays 9. Alex Toohey! Shot out of a gun and stuffing the bullet straight through the hoop.
Well, that's the...
Malawatch off the mark, but Alex Toohey isn't. He got in behind everybody.
Attention to detail.
Shot clock, single figures now. Bulkwell. Another triple off the mark. And Glover off and running. Quick transition. Sydney trailing by 18. Their biggest deficit of the game. Toohey. They needed that, Sydney, and he's done it a couple of times.
Gives Cooks a little break as well. Again, bad turnover. 2-on-1.
Adams and Toohey sets it. Oh! And the next star stuffs two. Listen. Cooks to Toohey. Sobey gets there. Toohey over the top of Sobey. Can't score. Hurt the rebound. Derek Walton now to breed a bit of interest, and can they do it? Will they do it? Did anyone really think 18 down on the back of Alex Toohey? His elevation, his...
Right away, Adelaide are very purposeful on the offensive end as LePepe doesn't get picked up.
Now Toohey leaves his shot short. Jalen Adams, the offensive board, and the first quarter, an impressive start by Adelaide. Giving up big scores, well beaten their last 3 starts.
They're loving the aggression at the moment. A very vocal time out there, especially from Montrezl Harrell and Jason Kadee. Now, I actually spoke to Isaac Humphries and some of the 36ers front office before the game, and despite everything that happened...
And he forces Montrezl Harrell out of that one.
Good basketball both ways.
Toohey looking for his first points and getting them with one to come.
Well, I'm loving this kid.
Brian Gorgian's mind would be the defense, Matt.
Turnover by Adelaide. Alex Toohey gets close. Pulls up for the 2. 20. That shot well short as the shot clock applied pressure. So Kendrick Davis is set for his 5th double-double if he stays on the floor. Against the little brother. But the coaches have been arguing about who is who this week. First possession for Sydney and not first points. The rebound taken by the Hawks, and there's a foul from Sam Froling.
That was beautiful from Trey Kell, and again, that's what he does so well. Comes off the screen as Alex Toohey with the left. Finished nicely.
Alex Toohey, his second year as a next star, Derek, and so can know where they sit against the best. He said the Hawks have the upper hand in this rivalry, so quite happy to concede to the Illawarra and their form as Alex Toohey. Jalen Adams pulls down the rebound.
Great D again, Lee Pepe.
The Kings by 2, early minutes of their second leg of your Christmas Day doubleheader as Alex Toohey. So no Will Magnay, and the Jack Jumpers still win by 15 points as Adams goes to Alex Toohey in the corner. It rims away, but Noi makes good.
11 from the field. Kell hasn't scored yet. Currently on the bench, so Harvey will look to really impact as Toohey tries an inside hand finish with the left, no good.
Certainly, physically, he's setting himself up for a big back end of the season. Here he is, Alex Toohey. The next star hoping to shine right now, and he is.
The Kings are doing a great job. Need to have an awareness defensively. They understand that Kell's not in the game, so Harvey's going to be the primary guy. Lock him up.
Toohey gets the right kind of bounce again.
First one, and Derek, what do you want? You want the next one. Go at him.
The Hawks fighting to trim this Sydney lead, but Alex Toohey, a behemoth, down.
And the Kings really need to maintain this lead, I feel, just for psychology going into the halftime break as Toohey makes a nice move, no good with the left hand. A great first half, and I thought Sydney were the better team, but late in that second, they didn't get it done, and now we got ourselves a tie ball game as Toohey lets one go.
With a bit of feeling as well. Froling.
Seen him knock down 6 in a game earlier this season, Brad, in his only good shooting performance of the year.
Oh, that is just beautiful. That is just a beautiful step by Alex Toohey. He has improved his game so much.
Noy that made sure possession came Sydney's way. Takes the defensive rebound. Adams, smart. Alex Toohey can't finish. And Kell gets the tip for one. He swung a Champong or Kev Pong to his fans. Hilarious skits and takes on different cultures. Good to see him enjoying the hoops on Christmas night. Illawarra are enjoying it more and more. He missed. Leo Pepe was down the floor screaming for the ball. No one saw him. Alex Toohey! Wow. Drops the tray. It's one. To find Tyler Harvey. Shot clock to 5. Harvey is stripped of the ball. One-on-one with Toohey. Alex Toohey leaves the shot short, but Leo Pepe the rebound and one to cut to go back in the lead. Kwatnoi sets his feet. Can't hit. Toohey the putback miss. A scramble, Leo Pepe.
Kareem stared him down a little bit too. Next star on next star. Good to see Kareem being aggressive early.
Bit of next star on next star crime as Taco Fall tries to get involved. The Breakers will just settle the pace. Toohey tips it off. Takes it in transition, Euro step, Parker Jackson Cartwright, just too little.
It's a whole lot of passing.
The game for a little bit of rest, and Sam Menenga is looking to find his form again into the game for the first time tonight. Toohey from outside. Can't get that one to fall, and the Kings will keep it.
I feel
Cooks one-on-one with Menenga, gets into the paint, fades away, can't finish. Toohey comes up with the offensive ball, and the Sydney Kings, the best team in the league for second chance points. You can fault their place. Crosses back and loses it in the process. Toohey's been aggressive early, continues it as he gets into the rim with a silky finger roll.
And the young man should lead the way. Shoot mid-range little floaters and pull-ups.
Oliver into the middle, catch denied at the rim. Fades away off his own offensive rebound. Could have been a Sports Center top 10 play. But that's amazing to think that Grim Lopez has still yet another year in the NBA to go as Adams gets inside, finds Oliver, who's going to kick it out. That shot's no good from Toohey. Lopez and his newfound confidence. And, of course, they've wiped the bucket there, so you don't have to worry about that one. The ref's doing a great job out there in New Zealand as Toohey gets it on the alley-oop and finishes with the finger roll.
Too easy. Great back pick, though, by Jalen Adams.
About it, but it still does think you just keep that one upstairs. The Kings looking to lead into the margin. Toohey through the middle. So poised when he goes through the paint. Xavier Cooks can't get the second chance points, and Jackson Cartwright. And Menenga will come up with it and lose it in the same play.
Brought the ball down.
Cooks finds Toohey in the corner. Can't complete that one. Robertson, he threw it down. He can't complete it from distance.
That's great offense, though.
And the Kings with every chance to go. Toohey can't complete. 9 for Mitch McCarron as he looks to just get to that 200 threes milestone.
Kwatnoi dodged another bullet over helping.
Toohey, Euro steps in, too big and too strong. Adams sizes up Jackson Cartwright. Gets into the paint. Can't finish, but Alex Toohey's there to clean it up. 2-point ball game.
Give up a 3-ball. That's huge.
Parker Jackson Cartwright has been looking for his Robin over the last couple of weeks.
Damn it!
It's a back from the Kings. Toohey, and he lets his bench know about it. Little under 30 seconds remain. A 2-shot ball game as the break as it comes loose. And Kwatnoi comes with it in transition. And Toohey potentially puts a seal on it.
Some early pressure defensively from the visitors. Bruce for Alex Toohey. Guarded by Bateman, but not denied by Bateman. So the first possession for Sydney, 26-9, 21-6, 12-7 most recently. So really strong from Cam Oliver. As we look at strength also from Alex Toohey. Those numbers
down there, and Harrison, he's having a field day.
So Brisbane by 6, their biggest lead of the game is 9. It's cut here by Alex Toohey, the next star.
Good defensive transition, Brisbane.
2 minutes left before the big break. Good ball movement, Toohey. And the tip back by Cooks.
But that could have been 10. Come out, hit the 3. Now they're really in this game. Sydney look like they've got their leg up, now hitting another three.
Alex Toohey, it was beautiful the moment it left his hand. So Brisbane by 3, midway through the third. Alex Toohey steps back, leaves it short. Now they find Cooks, who gets rid of it quickly. Alex Toohey left all alone. He had a great look and a miss. Got to score quickly.
He can provide. He's so valuable to them. Bruce trying to do exactly that. Toohey the offensive rebound. Liar for the hometown kid. Oh, Toohey with the putback. Hello. There from that perspective, even if it is a bit of a risk. Mooney started red hot. Full keeps it alive, straight into the path of Toohey, who throws it down again.
Well, that was unfortunate for Taco.
Look at the rebound out there with Adams, Liar for Cooks and Toohey at the moment. Bairstow, Jackson, Cartwright, King, Darling and Fall for the Breakers. Cooks can't finish. Some good defense from the big man. Toohey with another athletic rebound. Can't finish underneath the first time, nor the second.
Job from Wins again, cutting the margin to 7.
That's shown some resolve in this ball game. Can they fight their way all the way back? The two next stars, Pez and Toohey. The Breakers trying to eat back into this again. 2 more for them, 10-point game. Oh, Cooks, beautiful find to get Toohey underneath. But absolutely no intent or will on that play, Karim Lopez. Outstanding stuff. Toohey going into his bag. And Bairstow sending it back at him.
Having a good time out there.
Absolutely. Lead is 26 for the Kings at the moment. Toohey no good.
Because, you know, if this fourth quarter doesn't go well and, you know, they end with a bit of a sour taste in their mouth, they get the win, sure, but as Fall sends Toohey away, then
some of the field goals he's making.
Well, you look globally, Andrew, and he is one of the top 3 form three-point shooters in the world, no matter what league we're looking at.
No foul there. Rebound by the Australian next star, Alex Toohey. Changed the game in the third quarter on Friday night. He went to the rack and was blocked by Lee, but it's cleaned up by Oliver.
I like that play in transit.
Thrilled with what he's seen in the first quarter. There's been some breakdowns on some players, and that's another example of it down that end.
Toohey for 3. Ties this thing up.
Well, Jack, it might be him with a like talent and a like physical profile. Asking Oliver and Cooks as Toohey gets a deflected dunk to go in. But for Cooks,
more of him for his defensive input.
But I thought he was very effective in that win against Cairns. Made some key plays on the offensive end in sealing that victory.
But doesn't this, in many ways, doesn't...
70% from the field. It has been a special afternoon.
Great take from Toohey. He might be one of their shining lights in this first half. Can't finish off with a jam. Cooks with a hard landing. Toohey takes it through Golding and scores. Alex Toohey's got 9.
Now that had a goal.
He's got his hands full at the defensive end. This talented youngster forces his way in. He's into double figures.
Smart.
Time on Bowen.
That's really good D by Bowen. And really bad offense.
Wow. Toohey scores and 1. Ooh. Stripped by Toohey. He is having some sort of quarter. The next star took up low. And it's a 7-point game. Steph Baumgartner with the latest from Sydney. Free throws to his name for the afternoon. Does have 8 assists though.
He's got the assignment on Toohey, who was the game changer in that third.
Anywhere near the same impact as he had in the first half. Toohey trying to use his size. Advantage over Dellavedova. A couple of looks from close range that he's missed. He's no good. His shooting percentage under 20% from long range. Toohey with the left hand. How good was that?
He's tough. low. Getting busy on Armstrong, who did well not to foul.
Defensive threats. Get on the board early. Get the confidence up early. Xavier Cooks through Bullquoll. Here's Alex Toohey. Can't make it fit. Rebound. Harvey. Well, points against Tasmania at above 60% into a 16-point game against Southeast Melbourne. Plenty of dunks, plenty of interaction with the fans. And Toohey comes away empty. And Brad makes it. The Kings at 50%. I hope you're exercising, Jerry, because you might need to be fit. Oliver, that's to Cooks. Now gets away from Lee. Finds Toohey with a great look. Offensive board.
Here, get him dive into the bucket.
Shot clock at 5. Bullquoll, Alex Toohey. Hickey. Stripped by Jalen Adams. Alex Toohey. Oh, swapped from Hickey, but he's called for the foul.
Everybody else is doing. If you're working above a 60% win rate as a head coach, you're doing a very good job as Cooks misses a second one.
Tyler Harvey off and racing, finding Swagala bullet. Listen to the atmosphere inside the sandpit. Toohey for 3. The putback by Campbell.
He loves this venue, and this is exactly what he would have wanted to start with, and that's just not good enough defense at all.
Now Alex Toohey from the corner, return serve.
Well, the Phoenix on this end are doing...
As you can see, and make them uncomfortable. Josh King just there saying offensively to keep pushing the pace and keep the ball moving.
Sorry there, Joe, and I agree. They keep that ball moving because
Bogdanovic about to re-enter for the Phoenix. Another turnover. This time Toohey, one-on-one with Sobey, and he misses the bunny. They're leaving some points out. It's been a grind all game offensively for both sides. Alex Toohey, he's off the mark. Plus, the ultimate fan experience, in-depth stats, exclusive partner offers. Just scan that QR code, sign up for free.
An easy one there from Toohey.
The imports picking it up. They were 4 for 28 or 29 on Friday, which is just not good enough. They're carrying this team now. So they have to be more efficient.
Well, Coach, as you know, oh, that was nice. He averages over 23 points a game against Sydney. He loves playing them.
Most people did, Brad. We love
oh, I know, Coach. I know.
Alex Toohey did everything but have Isaiah Liatha having his second start for the season. Successful at the free throw line a moment ago. Alex Toohey comes away empty on that possession. Cooks goes outside to Adams. Just the one shot from Xavier in the first quarter. On the move, it's Toohey. There's another nice assist, this time from Xavier.
With
his third quarter.
But this man is with Jalen Adams. So definite notice of the starting lineup.
On the move, Toohey slams it home. Provided for by straight defeat. Madjock Ding got a little out of control. Ended up shooting from under the bucket. And gave the ball straight back to Alex Toohey eventually, who was allowed to shoot that beautiful.
Ball's going to be physical. Chris got a little hold of him as well.
Ron Gorgon this week spoke about the energy. That's what he wants to see from his side. And Toohey looking to be aggressive. It's 4 points. Good start to this one. Healthy crowd. Happy Halloween to all those as Toohey again gets another 2 and Brian Gorgon wants a timeout. Defense from Clark, forced the Arthur to give it up. And now Toohey, who's been aggressive. He likes the match up on low. Again goes to work. That was better defense from Rob Lowe.
Started with Jack White to defend.
Shot clock's down to 4. 2. Toohey needs to get to his move. He did, couldn't quite finish.
It's not a mismatch against Flynn Cameron.
For most of his minutes. Here's Delvedova. Oliver. Good find. Toohey needs to knock this down, and he does. Good ball movement. Daly. And then Toohey gets the strip. And in transition, he should be able to finish. Well done to the youngster. Golding now has 11, game high. Now it's United playing some good defence. Toohey, contested 3.
Great response from Mel.
Arena. Galloway, who started tonight. That one short, but again, Cooks on the offensive glass. And again, the hustle forced another opportunity for Toohey, who again can't make them pay. But Xavier Cooks is getting to work. Responded with the block.
Great defense by Toohey to stay vertical and stay in that possession right there.
And then again, the little handoff from Toohey, not quite.
Played great defense, was able to take that bump on the turnaround save.
Xavier Cooks will have plenty of energy. He's had a spell. Toohey should have plenty of energy, the 20-year-old. Wasn't able to make that one.
Robertson guarded by Mooney. Pepe gets the defender up in the air, off to Toohey. Rims out, gets it back. Robertson up top, swings. Toohey works on Bolden, gets into the paint. Can't get it to go, and Pepe will use all of his size, and Xavier Cooks will get involved. And Toohey just manages to get the glad wrap off the rim.
Don't do that. Just sit there. Just sit there. Just sit there.
Kings to inbound. Toohey, quick release. Can't connect on that one. And Pep. Toohey likes the advantage, the mismatch on Mooney down low. Gets upstairs, too big. But again, Pepe fights for the rebound.
This guy's unbelievable.
Pretty decisively, the jump ball there as Toohey will catch it on the outside. Looks to spin on Lopez. Great defense by the next duck, Kareem Lopez. And as much as it's been a remarkable effort from the New Zealand Breakers, a team as stacked, a team coached by Brian Goorjian, going 0-2 this weekend. Is form. He started this one.
He'll do whatever's asked of him.
Here's Galloway being really aggressive. Toohey from outside, a little firm. And Windler will take the board, so kept with Windler at the moment. Reaching in again is Windler. He's a bit brave on that occasion. Toohey sends it underway again. And Withers will take the boards. Underneath that pass, not so good. Just not firm enough, should have taken the shot. Toohey from one end to the other, up against his next star opponent, and does it nicely with the left hands. Pinder.
Got to give Elijah Pepper all credit there.
Oh, swat away from Pinder as well. Batman's. Probably need a little more passing, a little more getting it around the court as Toohey down the other ends. Had an open look and just couldn't drop it down.
Free ball. It doesn't always work out.
Tassie shooting, so 46% of Tassie's field goal attempts have been threes so far this season. And tonight, it's half. And did. Just chucked up at the rim by Magnator Ward Deng. Not quite what they drew up. Cooks to Toohey in the open floor, hammers it home.
This is the exact opposite of what they would have wanted after the timeout.
Chucks it at the backboard, won't go. Time remaining for Cooks and the Kings. Bruce was hot last weekend. Toohey's rolling inside. It's tipped home by Cooks.
That is the absolute worst case scenario.
Tassie back out to 15 now. Steindl injected into the starting lineup tonight alongside Majuk Deng. Toohey on the step through. That's pretty.
That's a pretty step through. He's big, he's long.
Baseline ball for the Kings. 16 on the shot clock. Toohey, Lepepe, Liafa, Qual, Adams out there. Good defense from Magnay. Lepepe rips it down. Liafa looking underneath. Throws it into the bottom of the rim. Toohey, 3-ball, short.
That's a bad. We're looking for a mismatch. Swing that ball around. Get a good shot. Don't turn it over.
Toohey, outside, got it.
Like that.
That is a very good shot. Doyle, having just hit his first shot of the game, can't get one to go there. And there's bodies everywhere on the Silverdome floor. Toohey's rising up to the rafters.
Toohey does not mess around.
Mick Magnay, Crawford, Doyle, the 5 that Scott Roth's rolling with. Here's Toohey. That one's a bit short. Oh, my word. It's an epidemic. Here's Toohey, who's blocked by Magnay. What is going on?
The starting lineup. No Jalen Adams. Cooks kicks it out. And Kawhi can't score, but Toohey can.
Well, this is somewhere the Kings...
To the rack, and then they're forced out of it. Good defense from the Kings. Alex Toohey on the move. Oh, wow. Using the left hand off the glass, and that gets the crowd going early. And Toohey encourage you, Brad Rose, and go and get a crop top and strut your way around Bondi Beach down there, and some of that active wear. You'd look a peach in it. Alex Toohey to open the scoring in the second quarter.
Did you see that photo of me yesterday down there?
Cooks gets his hand to the ball. Tyler Robertson. Cross court, Alex Toohey left alone, shot short. And Rob Edwards had it. Lupepe gets the rebound second time around. Toohey works the screen provided by Cooks and drops two more.
That on a regular basis, you'd be 1 and 2 in the competition.
Alex Toohey taps the backboard, misses the mark. Come up empty at the offensive end again, the Taipans. Alex Toohey showing us his athleticism with a finger roll finish and the +1.
To me, he feels quicker getting up and down the court, which means he can move his feet quicker when he's defending.
Ooh. Brad, prediction time after this from Alex Toohey, who sets the question up perfect.
Where they're at now, you want that to be 25-30. That's something I was so impressed with Illawarra last night, where they could have let the foot off and he's misses for three here. They could have left the foot off and got that 20-25. They were like, no.
Yeah, retrieved by Xavier Cooks. Good theatre around that play. Now Toohey striding his way to the backboard. No score. Sloppy start at the bottom.
Get the ring.
Lani Swaka Labullock with a fantastic defensive display for the Hawks last night. Here's Alex Toohey. He doesn't stop scoring, but as the Kings
control the tip. Working to the left of your screen. They get it to the Toohey with that height mismatch on Sunday Dedge. He's a big, strong body, and Toohey fires, but unsuccessfully. Baseline fires, that's off the mark. So Adelaide 1 of 4 from deep. Sydney haven't missed with 3 attempts. Cooks finds Toohey, ready to go. Off the mark, Dedge for Vasiljevic. Adams ahead of him. Cooks, who was guarded by Portnoy in a mismatch, but did a good job of it. Inside, nice finish from Toohey as he comes up with his first points.
Great take from Toohey.
It's off the mark. Pepe did well there. Kept the O-board alive, muscles inside, feeds Toohey in the corner. It's off the mark. So they missed their last 5, Toohey. And now Robertson. Against Isaac Humphries. Nothing on offer. Shot clock to 5. Toohey can't deliver.
They miss a lot of open shots. And Sydney are good enough to get back in this game, but they can't continue to play the way they're playing right now.
Shot from Oliver off the mark. Loose ball. Toohey playing by himself. Gets the tip into work. They needed a bucket, and Toohey gets it as Mike.
They're going to play quick. They're trying to try and get as many shots up as possible, but what are the high percentage shots? That's one of them.
Oh, Toohey with the excellent finish. Out of nowhere, throws it.
You and I played against the Southeast Melbourne Magic Brian Goorjian teams. They might have had 6 or 8 on some games.
Already did last season. Zave added that to his game. And I'm telling you, I don't know what you do with him now.
He swings to Toohey. Back-to-back threes for Sydney. Nelson. He doesn't get that to go. And the Kings have got such a willingness to explore early in the shot clock. And that time, Alex Toohey, big-point lead early. Settler perhaps for the Bullets, that Mitch Norton 3.
Well, they get the stop, but it's even
in this next 11 minutes.
Toohey quick release 3. Is it too late to ask Leroy?
what are you trying? What systems do you want to have a look at on the defensive end? These types of things, and just trying to get some effort, try and provide something for these.
Yeah, not the comeback Josh was after, but good to get some games, some minutes into him, because we know how important he's going to be as the season goes on.
Pepe crashes the glove.
A good close finish. And Adelaide showing a lot of character.
And we're really starting to see Kendrick Davis get to work now.
Hey, Derek, what do you got Kendrick Davis?
A bit of different personnel on the floor.
Toohey with a late look. Sydney big winners tonight. Faith in his starters. It's been all Illawarra early. Harvey almost came up with it. Toohey down the lane.
He's had these capabilities in his game, just really starting to shine through in the past year or so.
Cooks kicks it out to Toohey, the youngster this time unsuccessful.
Of it, he did exactly that.
Tough one from Adams, smart from Cooks. Kept it alive, and Toohey does the rest.
High energy game, Brad.
Yeah, green on Friday night again, and right there, 27-12. The Illawarra Hawks have come out and gone bang.
Meanwhile, Sydney make their first three. Alex Toohey.
Looks, he said, guys, we've got to take pride in our defense. Enjoy the battle out there. Nothing breaks their spirit, and he'll be very happy with that.
Big play. Toohey was a little quieter in quarter number 2, had 10 points in the opening term. Here he is, wide open. That stroke looks good. It looks really good. A lot from him. Qual with the feet set. Let's tip back out. Kings can reset. Toohey. He's deep, and Pepe.
Floater again, no good.
Adams pulls up, might have had a foot on the line. There's Toohey to clean it up. Cook's there to clean it up as well. He's unsuccessful at the other end. Cam Oliver is providing all sorts of different highlights this afternoon. Toohey and one.
Last week, hoping they can hold on to the advantage. Toohey against his fellow All-Star and did really well. Nice floater from Alex Toohey. Over the three-point line from Christian Doolittle. Lands. No score yet for Keanu Pinder as Toohey works himself under the hoop for another 2. It's a rebound. The backdoor cut good from Qual. Toohey in the corner. Can't make it go. There's lots of pushing and shoving. So
correct. The double comes for Humphries. Adelaide's first possession is a turnover. Meanwhile, Alex Toohey, the next start, dances into the paint.
If he stays with him through those screens.
Great to see Sunday Dedge starting as well. His minutes dwindled down to 14 a game last season. Alex Toohey, splash.
I'll tell you what.
That time a little short. Kelly Lepepe, the 22-year-old with the rebound. His Cooks gliding down the lane.
For somebody else, Jack.
11 points in the first quarter for Jalen Adams. Leading scorer in the game. Alex Toohey, ultra-aggressive. That offensive rebound. Couldn't finish off, and Harrell takes care of it. Qual for 3, wide open. Chance goes begging. Toohey takes his turn. Wow. Sydney, I guess if you look at it from the other perspective, coach, haven't put Adelaide away. They've had multiple chances to put this one to bed.
Absolutely. Look, you got to give Adelaide credit, man. They're still fighting.
And it's just not as free-flowing and as easy for Sydney as what it was in the opening term. Late clock for Toohey. 36ers thought he'd stepped out of bounds. Nick Marshall, he's into double figures.
He's been very good off the bench today. Someone who we've waited on for some time is Adams feeds Toohey for a layup.
He's looking for back-to-back buckets. They haven't been able to find that in the fourth quarter. Toohey from deep. Important hit for the Kings.
second half.
Sunday Dets starting today. Coming up big when his team needed it. Toohey at the other end. The next star land late. It's been an outstanding performance from them first up. But Toohey can put the game to bed.
That's just size. That's size. You gotta...
The most sunny place in Australia, and Sean Bruce got the rock in his hands to start, and Alex Toohey to open the account from the three-point line. That is what the scouts have been looking for.
And that's what I find a semblance of the form that got him back to the NBA. I anticipate it will happen. But again, getting
Toohey
back
attacks and throws it down.
The 2 years in America, first year with G League Ignite, last year with Indiana Mad Ants. And he looks a much different player as Toohey. He's got one of the best spin packages in the league.
Robertson, the product out of the University of Portland, had a fantastic college period, Eastern Washington and Portland. As Toohey continues to work in the side and use his body. Can't get the floater to go, but you look at that quick second jump. Ties it up in the college system, clearly taking full advantage of the weight room. Alex Toohey, little jab step, slow step. Can't get that one to fall. And Dane Pinot into the game, a guy that, remember,
being able to make professional moves and shots. And like you said, it's a 2-year project for him.
Toohey's so strong getting through the lane, and another tough finish. And it's that second dribble in traffic. Looks to work. Finds Alex Toohey, goes to that crossover, Euro step, floater. No good. It's also good to see that Derek Rucker's found a better descriptive term for someone who's in better shape than girthy that was used earlier. That's probably one we'll leave in the bank. Alex Toohey continues where he left off, and that's on Gillespie a bit as well, to just keep moving and don't stop your cut early. But
it's
loving the signs right now.
It's basically putting him in a situation where there's a singular decision, finish at the rim. That was goaltending.
Toohey just takes it to the rim. Bruce surveys, gets it back to Toohey. Knocks that one down, and he is having himself a night. McCarron gets into trouble. Toohey's going to clean it up. Don't worry about the shot clock, and he goes upstairs and lays it up with finesse. And right now,
there's no one with a better nose for the ball in this country, but I don't know if there's a worse free throw shooter in the country.
He's remarkable at getting fouled. Alex Toohey can't get that one to drop.
I wish I could say the same thing.
Toohey gets it up top. You don't want to leave him open with the night that he's had so far.
TMZ brain, Felix.
I've been reading too much Daily Mail.
We're not in LA.
Alex Toohey goes baseline and throws it down. The man is having himself a night. Exactly.
From the Phoenix. Offensive firepower they have.
7-0 lead for them early. This man's got a big season ahead of him too.
Sure does. If he's doing that, and again, the outside noise and everything, that impressed me the most, but what impressed you the most?
Yeah, look, I think he started the year last year really well, shooting the ball really well as he gets another one.
Thanks for your time and all the best for your family and then Jonah throughout the course of the season.
Appreciate you guys, man.
NBL legend Bruce Bolden joining us on the call here at the NBL Blitz. John Peterson and Pete Pauling with you.
Families, which is always really special because none of the pro athletes with families get to where they are without the support behind them. You just have to wait and see, JP.
Sorry, I'm just trying to dig a
There
little
you go,
bit.
Sobes, out in transition.
Doesn't mean much, but he can show you so much if that makes sense. So we just got to keep, pushing the needle 1% better every day. So we'll be good. Nice round one
from Toohey. It is another turnover.
Doesn't matter who starts for.
Exactly. I think they're all going to play around 22, 25 minutes a game.
From the ARPA.
Timeout here from Mike Kelly. They're all enjoying it. This little
might have to take it back, Bulls. They might get to 80 in 4 minutes.
I think we're heading again around to a number. If they continue to do this in the regular season, which again, there's all reason pointing to them doing this.
The ARPA had 7 threes the other night. He was absolutely white hot. Toohey in the corner. Bangs another one in.
He's going to rocket up the draft boards this year. Wrapped with this. This is exactly the kind of battle that you want in a preseason game.
100%. It kind of gives you an understanding of where you're at kind of as a team, and obviously you can practice against each other.
Toohey in attack mode.
Oh, Geordie.
Geordie Hunt has helped it in.
Very good outside shooter. They look inside. Too strong. Toohey the other way. For the deuce. Excellent defender. He's been, as I mentioned, terrific in pre-season training. Toohey trying to force his way. Score it and the foul.
Well, what I'm liking here at the moment.
Ball defender. Looks inside and throws it away. Toohey pushing the pace again. Nice little step through and the length, but off the mark. And rebounded Sam Menenga. Toohey again putting maximum heat on the rim. There's Alex Toohey. He's got 7. And the Kings in the second period. Of course, breakers also with Sam Bairstow out there, brother of Cameron Bairstow. 3 ball in the air. And if he's going to go to the next level, Alex Toohey. Adams. Oliver. Great look to Toohey in the corner and misses everything. And again, the Kings just pay. Adams steps into a triple. And great offensive rebound. Again, Liafa just working so hard. Toohey leaves that short. And knocked out of bounds by... I really want to see more from him.
Yeah, haven't seen enough yet to be able to say that.
Hasn't even taken a shot yet, Brad. Yeah. So as Adams finds Toohey wide open. Can't get it to full. Swish the other way.
And that's the 3 he wants. He took one a little bit earlier as Toohey's out in the open here and shoots a 3.
Misses everything. Spurgeon tries to save it, but he can't.
But I was just
17 points looks too. He's a very good outside shooter. They look inside. Too strong. Toohey the other way. For the deuce. Excellent defender. He's been, as I mentioned, terrific in pre-season training. Toohey trying to force his way. Score it and the foul.
Well, what I'm liking here at the moment.
For such a good on-ball defender. Looks inside and throws it away. Toohey pushing the pace again. Nice little step through and the length, but off the mark. And rebounded Sam Menenga. Toohey again putting maximum heat on the rim. There's Alex Toohey. He's got 7. And the Kings second period. Of course, breakers also with Sam Bairstow out there, brother of Cameron Bairstow. 3 ball in the air. And if he's going to go to the next level, Alex Toohey. Adams. Oliver. Great look to Toohey in the corner and misses everything. And again, the Kings just... Adams steps into a triple. And great offensive rebound. Again, Liafa just working so hard. Toohey leaves that short. And knocked out of bounds by Pepe. Him.
Yeah, haven't seen enough yet to be able to say that.
Hasn't even taken a shot yet, Brad. Yeah. So as Adams finds Toohey wide open. Can't get it to fall. 3, swish the other way.
And that's the 3 he wants. He took one a little bit earlier as Toohey's out in the open here and shoots a 3.
Misses everything. Spurgeon tries to save it, but he can't.
But I was just
13 points for the game. 6 of 12 shooting. Successful with his only 1 from range. Here he is again, Cam Oliver. Delay of game warning and mostly
the 9 turnovers isn't great, but he's headed for a dirty triple-double.
Mayen blocked by Cam Oliver. Olankarina, while in game, he yelled it out.
That's right, Matty, and I think he's well deserving as Harvey misses a little floater. The Kings off to a really good start here.
Out by 4.
Xavier Cooks, I don't think you can have Adams and Cam Oliver off at the same time. Now, they were both off at the end of that quarter when Illawarra went on for a run there just before the end. So one of them need to be on the court, in my opinion, the whole time.
Goes back to Hickey. Shot clock goes to single figures, and Hickey pulls the trigger. Off the mark. Holbrook nearly pulling down another O-board, but it falls for Toohey. A fantastic home team at 9-4. Trying to make it 5 straight home victories to see out the regular season. Here's Alex Toohey. But what schmullerwatch for two. Harvey has the ball. Aldrich picks up the pieces. Here come the Hawks. Harvey shoots and misses. There were just players running into frame. The Kings trying to stay in the contest and seize back some momentum. Can Bull Quoll provide? The finger roll finish was short. And now a foul call. Fails the defensive play by an elite defender of this league. Bromlin can't score. Toohey the rebound. Adams with enough top. Potential playoff X factors across the floor. Blanchfield just catching the iron. Back to Dan Gruder up.
They're not taking anything for granted. Full throttle.
Toohey can't finish. The loose ball is off Illawarra. Sydney
plan from John Riley and his team.
Vaughan Mabry, Nico Fernandez, Alex McEwen, our referees for this one. Here's Alex Toohey back into the starting five and scoring for the Kings.
And you mentioned the starting five. I feel
is to Cotton. The only Wildcat ahead of him on the scorer's sheet, and Bryce Cotton has that one jump out. Jalen Adams, bounce pass to Alex Toohey. The cut baseline was enough to break down the defence. And now Xavier Cooks gets another go. And again, it's Alex Toohey. Back-to-back, big shots. Turnover again from Sydney. Doolittle finds Henschel and they go down low to Pinder, who bangs into Cooks and can't finish. Toohey the rebounds.
Well, both teams have been taking care of the ball.
Gentlemen, the rebounding has been slim.
Henschel pulls up, can't knock it down.
I don't say a lot, but I'll do it out in the court. Great work, and I love the Harvey Norman.
Henschel, the man who really got Perth going this afternoon, with a miss to start the fourth. Alex Toohey.
First look doesn't count. Foxwell was exploring, almost comes undone. Wieskamp, quick release. Rebound by Alex Toohey. Wieskamp baseline, ripped past Kawat-Noy. And at the risk of sounding like a broken record, there's another miss from close range. Long rebound falls back to Foxwell. Sobey fires away. He's probably ill-advised. 14 points for the game, though. He's the leading. Toohey lent in, which gave her just enough room. Wieskamp can't tip it in either. Kings have got the numerical advantage up ahead.
Plenty of talent on this Sydney roster, but that's incredible for his standards.
The Edwards miss retrieved by Toohey. Xavier Cooks leaves it short. Just looking for a reason to make some noise at Kudos Bank Arena. Moller has given them one. Big dunk in the first half. Adams, who got away from Bradshaw, created space, couldn't finish. Offensive rebound, Toohey, and he gives it straight to Groves. 6 off the lid with viciousness. Toohey gets his own rebounds.
Times we mentioned with Alex Toohey a few weeks ago when he took him out. He wanted him to save him until that fourth quarter. Then he's got 3 timeouts and he'll use those to save guys, but late in the game, and that's what he was saying, right?
Plenty of talent on this Sydney roster, but that's incredible for his standards.
The Edwards miss retrieved by Toohey. Xavier Cooks leaves it short. Looking for a reason to make some noise at Kudos Bank Arena. Moller has given them one. Big dunk in the first half. Adams, who got away from Bradshaw, created space, couldn't finish. Offensive rebound, Toohey, and he gives it straight to Groves. 6 off the lid with viciousness. Toohey gets his own rebounds.
times, and we mentioned with Alex Toohey a few weeks ago when he took him out. He wanted him to save him until that fourth quarter. Then he's got 3 timeouts, and he'll use those to save guys, but late in the game, and that's what he was saying, right?
Calling card in transition throughout the course of his NBL career.
He's Norton for 3. No good. Back of the iron. Toohey is out and running again. The man from the nation's capital. Saw the gap baseline. Cook saw a window as well. Josh Adams over Jalen Adams. Rebounding battle sees a foul called on Keandre Cook.
Around him, and now Owen Foxwell fires off an air ball. Phoenix keep possession though. Hurt leaves it in front of the rim, and Toohey gets the defensive rebound. So many people of all ages coming to the NBL across the country, and Glover hits only 1 of 3.
Can we count that as 2, Derek?
We cannot. I don't think that's how it works. You've been crushed.
Well, Xavier Cooks will come back in.
This time Hurt misses at the line. The difference stays 9. Alex Toohey! Shot out of a gun! Malawatch off the mark, but Alex Toohey isn't. He got in behind everybody.
That's it.
Shot clock, single figures now. Bulkwall. Triple off the mark. And Glover off and running. Quick transition here. Matt Hurts misses. Wieskamp can't take the O board. And with a second on the clock, Adams sent second for the game. Hurts. Foxwell finding Wieskamp. He found iron.
Just quality look after quality look for Southeast Melbourne.
They're loving the aggression at the moment. A very vocal timeout there, especially from Montrezl Harrell and Jason Kadeem. Now, I actually spoke to Isaac Humphries and some of the 36ers front office before the game, and despite everything that happened...
Good Leo Pepe concedes some size, but not any bulk, and he forces Montrezl Harrell out of that one.
Good basketball both ways.
Season. And now Kendrick Davis just inside the clock. Off balance as he attempted to shoot. Yeah, back to the youngster.
Not excessive by any means. That should have been a no call in the first place, because Adelaide have the ball at the time of the foul. They'll get the ball restart from the baseline.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Against the little brother, but the coaches have been arguing about who is who this week. First possession for Sydney, and not first points. The rebound taken by the Hawks, and there's a foul.
Looks turns it over, but this type of play by the Kings on the offensive end that gets them in trouble.
All that was missing was the Harvey finish. He's 2 of 8 shooting in this game. Now 2.
Guys, it's Tyler Harvey time. We've got to keep our hands up on him.
Thank you, Joe. Here's Trey Kell trying to deliver 3 more. He missed. Leo Pepe was down the floor to go back in the lead. Kwatnui sets his feet. Can't hit. Toohey the putback miss. A scramble, Leo Pepe.
And you can see now that at least on the offensive end, the intention is getting into the big fella. Xavier Cook spins and can't finish.
And that's exactly what they should be doing. He's a walking mismatch.
That you have to with a guy who's just that big.
Every man's entitled to his opinion. I don't share that opinion. I'm in the Freddie Gillespie camp.
Taco 4 0 for 2 is Alex Toohey pushed. Cooks one-on-one with Menenga, gets into the paint, fades away, can't finish. Toohey comes up with the offensive board. The Sydney Kings, the best team in the league for second chance.
Shoot mid-range, little floaters and pull-ups.
Oliver into the middle, catch denied at the rim. Fades away off his own offensive rebound. Could have been a Sports Center top 10 play. Put the 6 points, 3 of 4 from the field so far for Taco 4. Hasn't had too much success from the free throw line though. Lopez finds Bolden on the outside. He was hot early. That one gets tipped, and the Kings are out the other way.
Great contest by Zay. Got a piece of that one, I think.
Out by Oliver, tips it back out. Mooney. Menenga, there's ever a time to get going, it's now, and he can't that time.
They got to take advantage of the Kings while Parker Jackson is getting his
possessions. Bolden looks to change that. Can't, and the drought continues. Toohey comes up with the board.
Breakers 7 of 28 from deep.
Adams sizes up Jackson Cartwright. Gets into the paint. Can't finish, but Alex Toohey's there to clean it up. 2-point ball game. 6-game losing streak. Mooney from outside. That's off. Jackson Cartwright fights for it. Can't come up with it. Adams will go the other way. Mooney can't complete that one. They'll get another chance. Lopez steps back 1 foot. That's no good, and Toohey comes up with the board. The Sydney Kings.
In Liam Blanchfield, it opens the floor up for the best man to get that dribble and his best floaters.
Oliver! Oh, brace yourself! That was ferocious. Cam Oliver. Trying to make it 5 straight home victories to see out the regular season. Here's Alex Toohey. A quatch Malawatch for 2. Timeout called by...
In quick succession there is not what they want.
Here's Alex Toohey finding Cam Oliver, who dunks 2. Just to underline a point, not beyond the realms they can sneak into second if Melbourne lose the throwdown, the final game of the regular season. They've just got to bridge that percentage differential, which is considerable.
Moves and then was able to dish it off with his left hand to set up Windler.
Cam Oliver hits 2.
Brad, they never got
last 6 coming into this game, giving up big scores along the way, under pressure to stay in the top 2. And they've blown Sydney away early. It's only Kwatnoi keeping the scoreline respect. He's dripped big and delivered on those dreams. Championship winner at Cleveland 2016, and now Cox gets it to go. He'll go to the line for another one as well. And that's a nice settler for Melbourne. Toohey, 2 seconds to play. Cox gets there and gets it done.
Big night based on his recent numbers. He forces his way inside there, loses the handle. The headbanded Toohey comes up with an outlet pass to Bruce. He's fouled. Oliver rams it home. But Sean... Nice pass from Adams and from Nah. Oliver blocks Bannon. And Sean Bruce, the beneficiary of it all.
Beautiful transition offense. Ball out.
They intended to. Toohey. Away from Hurt. And the left-hand scoop was well off the mark as Cooks went for the second chance bucket. There was a whistle.
Space to raise up for that mid-range jump shot.
Alex Toohey sits it up for Cam Oliver. There's a big confidence boost as he hangs from the rim. Hurt leaves it in front of the rim, and Toohey gets the defensive rebound. Cooks forces the foul on Wieskamp.
Well, need Matty to tighten things up again on the offensive end, and Davis is sloppy.
Toohey finds Malawatch, and he finds the nets. Well, here's the... Now Cooks got past Humphries, feeds Toohey, who gives Tyler Robertson an open look, and bang! Not enough of them from Sydney this evening.
Derek will have to really shore up on the defensive end and the glass.
Big minutes for Kelly Lepepe to be played in this first half. Here he is on cue. That's a great way to start.
And Andrew.
He's cooking all over again. Oliver with the catch off the lob.
Andrew, we played.
The assault may be just putting a little bit of mayo on it.
Oh, what?
16 is the lead. Cam Oliver with an important bucket for Sydney.
And it's a big bucket, but
putting down in this third quarter. He was on fire in the first half. Toohey, bounce pass, inside for Lepepe.
Outstanding pass, and here we go. Low nudges.
Offensive board and the regather from Xavier Cooks, fighting hard. The main man at the Sydney Kings, Jalen Adams, put it down to Xavier Cooks' hustle.
Great. Worked himself into this game.
And I think it's great what he's saying, because I like Lewis on him. A little bit of length, the athleticism, the strength is a nice finish there by Xavier Cooks. Good screen and roll.
Alex Toohey provides.
A lot of dribbling here.
Toohey kicks it out for Lou Pepe. Not really his range, but he buries it.
Why not?
Between these two teams here tonight.
Get back to Nerily Meadows. You're listening into Brian Goorjian.
Yeah, listening into Brian Goorjian at quarter time there, and Vickerman a little frustrated by that shot. But it's interesting, you know.
Defensive end.
Adams again. Missed the last and knocks down that dribble. So now he's starting to get the points. He's got 5. Liafa gives up the ball, and now Cooks does the same thing. This is good ball movement. And Liafa, who was striking them beautifully last week, knocks down the triple.
Comes up safe, and Robertson will run away with it. Toohey. Little dish off to Xavier Cooks, as easy as you like, lays it in.
And make the Kings pay.
Toohey tries to go through the chest of Anticevic. Oliver from deep, that's good. That works.
To then just like have the touch to put in the layup, like that was pretty impressive.
And Munzer getting a lot of minutes. And Oliver underneath. Nice work from him.
And does that mean they're struggling offensively? I mean,
they've got 63 points on the board, and with how well they started. Not enough. You're not going to win too many games.
For Xavier Cooks, averaging 18 points per game, 8 boards. Over the illness that saw him a little quiet the other night, the finger roll finish provides our first points.
The way that they're pushing the ball and the pace of this game, and their 8-point lead at the moment.
Some hustle there to win possession and keep it. They move the ball, and Bull Kowal moved it. Antonio caught the arm of Xavier Cooks. One-on-one with Wardenberg, and Cooks plays it cool. He goes to 15 points.
Now, you know, you come out with a little bit of like this turnover, well, not quite a turnover, just a little bit sloppy, a little bit lackadaisical. Next thing you know, you're going to find yourself in a game. Unless you give up easy transition threes to Bull.
They are a prolific scoring team, Sydney, but Illawarra with the second best defensive rating in the early stages. Here's Cooks. Playing above the rim.
Great.
Qual. Back on the floor. That's a nice pass from Toohey. Finds Xavier Cooks.
The one thing that we know.
The Hawks looking to make it 3 in a row against the Kings in this venue. Oliver at the top of the key. Got it. 1-point game.
Great as well. He's getting to his spot, just not dropping the hook shots, and Cooks will like this match up against Jesse Wagstaff off the glass. 2 points, far too easy. 20-9. The
can hit critical shots, Jack. Going to walk out of here with the victory.
Oliver got it.
That is just automatic. The way
that's a long break.
That is a very long break. I'll tell you what, one person's not getting a break. Oh,
that is not a good inbound from Adelaide. Costly's have come to play. To me, this doesn't feel like preseason. Oliver strokes it from outside, gives a bit of a celebration as well. Defense, but with PJC back in the lineup, will probably be found in better spots than he is at the moment. But man, an absolute defensive force is Cam Oliver. Knocks one down, he lets the New Zealand bench know about it.
Local coaches who may be in line. You think of a Flavel, you think of a Jacob Chance.
Sean Bruce knocks it in from the outside.
Toohey penetrates, spins, and kills.
One season, I think he averaged 7 or 8 threes in like every game he played for the last 6 weeks, and obviously got that championship with Foxy.
Cam Oliver's talking trash, and he's Sobey the other way, looking for Wieskamp. Giveaway. Bruce comes up with it. He's accosted at midcourt. Toohey to Galloway. Beautiful finish.
That's the problem, right? You don't get a good look, and they get a steal.
And he's just taken off straight where he finished last year.
Alex Toohey. Liafa for 3. Got it.
One of the big off-season signings. I do like what he's Sydney. And he's just taken off straight where he finished last year.
Alex Toohey. Liafa for 3. Got it.
One of the big off-season signings.
in opening quarters against an Adelaide side that has been good to start their contests, certainly in recent times. But a turnover from Sydney gives the ball straight back to the visitors. Strong fate struggles this season. A second foul on this man, Cam Oliver. No other King has more than one. As I mentioned, here's Toohey called for travelling. Chris Reed, senior official tonight, spotting.
I agree with you.
Alex Toohey loses the ball. Peatling dives on it. Great desperation for Illawarra to wrap up the loop. 3 minutes left in the third. Fighting hard, the Sydney-siders. The turnover there for Dan Greeder. Greeder goes hard to the backboard. Henschel, the man who really got Perth going this afternoon, with a miss to start the fourth. Alex Toohey leading Sydney, scoring, but not proud of that moment. Then off the foot of Bryce Cott.
Best games right now I've seen Perth play this year.
Alex Toohey in a very quiet arena, despite the fact there's more than 14,000 here. Adams, who got away from Bradshaw, created space, couldn't finish. Offensive rebound, Toohey, and he gives it straight to Groves.
6 offensive rebounds now for Sydney.
Toohey, guarded by Groves and stripped by Pedro Bradshaw, who's got a spring in his step. Adams, who got away from Bradshaw, created space, couldn't finish. Offensive rebound, Toohey, and he gives it straight to Groves.
6 offensive rebounds now for Sydney. Ed, let's get on with it.
Yeah, you couldn't challenge that one.
Toohey, guarded by Groves and stripped by Pedro Bradshaw, who's got a spring in his. 2 men on top of the league in terms of their season double-double hauls. Toohey didn't even get a shot up. Such was Melbourne's defence.
24 since. Keondre Cook on a straight line drive.
You can see what's going on. The Sydney Kings are switching everything. Sean Bruce, once again, as Alex Toohey turns the ball over, Sean Bruce ends up the low man.
That won't help your stats.
Help your rebounding stats.
It will.
As Toohey misses in the other end.
4 around the rim.
Pass, and I think it's been a bad decision on every possession so far.
Despite the criticism, Sydney with a 10-9 record. The turnover there from Toohey. They're 4-4 at home. This what's Jordan Hunter going to do to his former club tonight. Quite offensively in the first quarter. And Adelaide by 21 points. Humphreys makes good of the steal. A turnover against the Kings. Side the clock. Got off balance as he attempted to shoot. Yeah, back to the youngster, 23-year-old Jason Spurgeon. He's played 10 minutes across 3 games this season, and he watches Dave.
Goes boom! Wow. Wow. That is point number 26 at his three-pointer.
And he'll play it cool here. Trey Kell the third spin.
And they're making noise today, in particular on the defensive end of things.
We can certainly hear it. There is no hobnobbing going on in that crowd. I'll tell you what, Damon Lowry. That travel will send the ball the breaker's way.
55. Toohey put a foot on the sideline. Bucket waved away. That would hurt Brian Gists. Bateman has it rim away.
Who else? What defense?
Very good call.
Jalen Adams, what back injury? He gets on the floor. Great work here by the Sydney Kings.
Great 60 seconds for the 2022 MVP, Jalen Adams. South East Melbourne have won their last 5 fourth quarters. They've won 7 of the 10 they've contested this season. They're a good finishing team, but the Kings are thinking, hang on, we got the rebound, and goes outside to Toohey. Fabian Krislovic, fantastic defence. Knocking the ball from.
Lose, then they'll drop to equal bottom alongside Tasmania. And I don't think Perth has been the bottom of the ladder at the end of a season since 1984.
Yeah.
And that was when there was 2 divisions.
Simply too fast in that possession for Alex Toohey.
Toohey under pressure here. Withers in his face. A little steal from Withers, but Cam Oliver read it better. Bruce for 3. We're right.
Tonight. The defense from the Kings. Crawford can't come up with it. Toohey in the open floor is locked up by Milton Doyle. Pull up, Dory. Bit of thievery.
Guys on that team that are scoring like that. He's a scorer. He's your leader. You got to have one guy to take 20 to 25 shots. Not everyone can have 7 or 8 shots like they did against Wollongong.
Their defense has been solid. He's the only roster player who hasn't checked into this game so far.
We've seen a few times that he doesn't mind this platoon style. Turnover number 11 for the Kings. We're not even up.
A bucket here. Gets the ball through hand. Oh, my.
But they had a small win, but the bank is dwindling quickly. There's an Alex Toohey turnover. Joe Healy courtside.
Yeah, I was listening to the Taipans just then. The message.
Double figures with 11. I almost thought that we could get close to a timeout there from Gorge. A turnover leading to an offense. Another turnover here. And I tell you what, Cooks has just come up sore on that. He might have just got off knee.
Banks that one home, averaging 21 points a game in his first 2.
Now, Kendrick's he's been fine. Kendrick's been fine. It's the rest of the guys got to get scoring for multiple opportunities. Is Josh Bannon in transition?
Days wasn't able to take his spot on the low block. Kell on the move. Good hands from Toohey. Got some help from Qual.
Ooh. Well, the travel's been called first, but here's an interesting substitute.
Rebound by Alex Toohey. Turnover. Sunday Dets to Mayan.
Man, he's one of those guys that when he's on, he's on. And you saw that from his time at Texas Tech, which was a long time ago. But for those who enjoy nice little Cinderella runs.
He's reading the game against New Zealand. They're going to just rotate through bodies, try and keep everybody fresh out there. Defend full court right up and in. That's a travel from Toohey. And at any moment, a score, a miss.
15 points now. Leading scorer for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. And he is 6 of 6 from the field. Turnover. Phoenix out by 6.
Hickey, an ambitious shot that got nowhere near the mark, and here's some momentum for the Kings.
Defensive stops must result in defensive rebounds in the first phase, and that helps really reduce margins. But I mentioned that too. We may need to spend.
The Kings haven't really invited their involvement this afternoon. Henschel off to Pinder. And Pinder stays at it and forces the foul. Every basketball fan in the West with fingers crossed, hoping he extends his stay at the Wildcats.
Smaller defender on him. Let's see if they continue to exploit it as this game goes on. He's strong in the paint.
Hummer putting a move on Toohey, but missing. Now,
Terrell Harrison.
I don't think they need to win it. They're just going to be more competitive, particularly at this end of the floor.
See the numbers there.
Keep Brisbane off the glass.
Kings have won 10. Just the 8 points in the final quarter the last time these two teams met for the Brisbane Bullets. They've got that already, but they find themselves in a 7-point hole. That won't help, but Norton gets it back.
Winning threes at Kudos Bank Arena. Peatling into Lepepe. Now Trey Kell is swatted away by Alex Toohey. The Hawks get it back and one.
Meninga gets really good position on Toohey underneath. Mooney feeds it his way. Toohey with some terrific defense. He says, have that.
Allowing these cross matches to occur in transition where Oliver keeps getting caught up with Chris Golding.
Here he comes again. That time he thought he was fouled and probably had a case to answer.
In this contest, that was all class, and the adjustment around the rim contested. And now on the defensive end, getting it done.
Leave him out there. Spot on, including Melbourne, who they play on Sunday. Jack White will return to Melbourne United as announced this afternoon.
He'll be licking his lips.
And now they force the turnover.
Feeding the post has been atrocious for Sydney.
Toohey stops Froling now. So back-to-back stop. Toohey defending. So certainly over the...
Chris Golding wasn't in the right position and just dropped the ball.
There he goes to work. Kept it alive. He thought he was fouled. Now Oliver in transition.
The Sydney Kings offense there.
Kings now lead for the first time since early in that second quarter. Early rejected from Alex Toohey.
Here comes Delhi into the game and
I thought he was going to jump out of the building there.
incredibly athletic rebound.
Wow.
And then he might want to take on Toohey one-on-one. He does, but Toohey was too good. Responded with the block.
Here's Windler. A little more aggressive on this occasion. Doolittle does well under the basket. Now he's in trouble. Toohey came from behind and jump ball. That was good defence. They double-teamed him. Toohey.
We've thought about it. Jonah Antonio, we know the three ball is in Arsenal, but they get close to the rack and then they're forced out of it. Good defence from the Kings.
Time though. Kings 4 of 10 from outside. Swift hands from Toohey.
Cooks picks it out to Toohey. The youngster this time unsuccessful. Trey Kell pulls up. And Toohey puts that one into the second row. Joe Healy courtside.
Yes.
Working a treat right now inside RAC Arena. Here's Michael Harris. The feed off was okay. Windler couldn't finish the play.
Someone's got to be ready to take that shot.
Lake Clive doesn't finish Sunday's edge. Harrell crashes the glass. Not the first time.
Well into the game out there with Hurt, Lewis, Vodanovic, Glover. Oliver, Toohey, Robertson, Liafa, Galloway out there for the Kings. They come up empty to Phoenix. 5-on-4 break and Robertson's hit it.
So over count 13-11 against Sydney. And there's Davis leaving his shot well short under. So there are a few players on the court and on the bench who need to be really careful through this third quarter. Blanchfield, tough shot that almost went in.
They were doing an ankle injury. I think they still hold out hopes they do get to the finals. And maybe he could be available. And that's what you want to see from Hummer. That bully ball.
Let's see if they continue to exploit it as this game goes on. He's strong in the paint.
Hummer putting a move on Toohey, but missing. Second, the loser sliding to fourth. Melbourne have made a habit of scoring the first points, but not on that possession. They get it back, and the important possession as Sydney hunt more momentum. They force a fumble. Bowen had to shoot, gets it away, and now
Oliver tried to force the pass inside. He lobs it to Harrison. He comes back out to Casey.
Around him, and now Owen Foxwell fires off an air ball. Phoenix keep possession though. Hurt leaves it in front of the rim and Toohey gets the defensive rebounds. And the night that he has ahead of him. Harrell on the floor, but it's one.
Derek, his footwork is great. He's got such great touch around the rim.
Kell bursts baseline. Those men still on the floor.
Great
Beatling,
pass.
Froling. The extra pass from Swaka Labullock to Trey Kell the third. Beautiful basket.
Backs up against the wall, and usually they stand up and react. Lopez hard to the rim. Good defense, not good enough from Alex Toohey. Lopez again just searching for Taco Fall in the paint. Jackson Cartwright steps back to no avail to travel. Right now, Payne finds Darling. The Breakers have recovered. Lopez spins, gets in, foul and run. Lopez gets the account underway for the Breakers.
Ings. White puts it on the floor. Finds Norton. Got away from Alex Toohey, but the shot was a poor one. And that
momentum, and the Kings have come up big here at home in the fourth quarter.
We were talking about what a big win it was going to be for Brisbane. As they put up the prayer, unsuccessful.
Including Melbourne, who they play on Sunday. Jack White will return for Melbourne United, as announced this afternoon.
He'll be licking his lips.
It's dude who come in time as the season progresses.
He's rock solid on the rebounding front, Darius Days, as Kell gets to the rack, has it roll over the cliff. I think the winner in this game was tough, as I mentioned, best offensive team, best defensive team head-to-head. Here's Trey Kell, holding a knee and now slapping the floor in, conceding points.
Played 6 minutes, but really has shortened the rotation here.
Here's Shea Ellie. And then Toohey gets the strip.
It's there.
Kings now lead for the first time since early in that second quarter. Now Ellie rejected from Alex Toohey. Here comes the full movement. Krebs. Now Cameron. Great defense from the Sydney Kings again. Jackson Cartwright. The hard show from the Kings. And the Sevens will go for the early pull-up. That's no good.
And they continue to have the answers, Sydney. They won't be blown away. Here's Pinder again. Oh, my goodness me. This man is killing it right.
What a career he's carved out for himself with the Sydney Kings. Milton Doyle on the baseline. Still can't find.
That's a bad shot. I'm calling it out.
3 of 15 now, the Kings from downtown. Doyle baseline, around and out. He can't buy one tonight, Milton. 8-point game. Minute 10 remaining. It's been only Jordan Crawford so far. Milton Doyle from outside. It's about...
Crowd of more than 10,000 predicted again at Udos Bank Arena as Alex Toohey is called for the foul. Kyle Adam goes to work. Runs hard into Toohey, jump ball.
Davis for Vasiljevic. 7 points in the game, make that 9. He leads all scorers, and Adelaide are in front.
Mainly because Sydney take a lot of threes, K State get it up every time.
Here's Marshall aggressively, and again getting back to the free throw line for a chance at a 3-point play. The baseline, nothing on offer, picks up the dribble for Humphreys and gets it back. Works inside Cooks. Baseline shot off the mark. Kings will live with that.
Cam Oliver off the bench and still play Cam his starter's minutes. That is a great call by Brian, but none of us saw that coming because we're not as good as Brian.
What do you want to do next?
Yeah, Pinder only played the 7 minutes in that first half after dominating round 1, and a little step back over the 3-point line to the Sydney Kings.
6:25 remaining before half-time. Vasiljevic, little floater. He's found the going a little tough so far.
Broadcast booth. Bairstow has been active early. Hasn't exactly been able to impact the score sheet yet, but he's been attacking.
Gives the ball straight back to the visitors. Strong favourites tonight, Adelaide, full strength, injury-free, but they return the Sydney turnover with one of their own, so a nervous, slippery Harrell and Davis instead.
Good work, smart move. Offense turns over just as I give him.
Alex Toohey scores over the...
Then a bucket from Froling.
Another sellout crowd of more than 5,000. It's the 7th time this season. They've gone past 5K, the Hawks. That's a record in their history.
That offensive glass.
Edgefield, a wild pass that Froling pulls in. And now they turn it over. Froling and Aldrich messing things up.
Hence why they have 49 points for the game so far.
Pinder stripped of the ball by Toohey. And then the foul is called
25
on him. Well, they're putting some length with Toohey.
Martin coming past Noy, tried to get it underneath to Harrell. Toohey took it away.
In this game, at the moment, they enjoy a 7-point advantage with 4 minutes remaining. In the first quarter, Toohey read it like a book and then stuffs it.
Very scorer and playmaker.
through. And you said it's probably not working out that way.
He's played in the NBA. He's won a championship with the Jack Jumpers last season, so early foul. Groves and Noy having a good battle. And now Armstrong throws it away. Straight to Alex Toohey.
Wolf Turner.
Groves and Noy having a good battle. And now Armstrong throws it away. Straight to Alex Toohey.
Wolf Turner.
Injury prone. He's getting some early minutes. What can we expect?
Well, I would just advise him, well, that was not good, so I didn't expect a turnover when you asked me a question about him. That was not good.
Well, they're just trapping him. They're blitzing him, and they've slowed him right down in this second quarter.
The defense from Oliver, equally good from Cook.
That's a great pass.
It's a beautiful find for Bannon.
It could affect Isaac White's minutes, but you can still see the trust that Justin Schuler has in him.
Look out. Here comes Alex Toohey. We know he can throw it down. He just steps through this time and he lobs it to Harrison. He comes back out to Casey. Who tries to maneuver that one around Alex Toohey's back. Oliver tosses it.
A lot of pressure on the defense's first phase of resistance. However, once he moves it, the team must be disciplined as Toohey's about to elevate and throw one down. The team must have collective discipline.
They replicate that here. They go straight to their leading scorer through Hunter now. And Sobey turns it over. Alex Toohey, clear path to the line. And the next star opens the...
I'm actually closer, but if you want to believe that, that's cool too.
Derek Walton Jr. finding Matt Hurt, but he couldn't save the Phoenix, who turn it over. Read out the Kings' comeback stats. I was doing it as much to breed a bit of interest, and can they do it? Will they do it? Did anyone really think 18 down on the of him? Harrell on the floor, but it's won by Kelly Leapepe. Here's Alex Toohey, fresh from...
Adelaide need Matty to tighten things up again on the offensive end, and Davis is sloppy.
Toohey finds Watch, Miller Watch, and he finds...
Cooks and Noy to an extent, and Toohey, but the concern on Brian Gorge's mind would be the defense, Matty.
Turnover by Adelaide. Alex
tries an inside hand finish with the left, no good.
Nearly the turnover. The foul is called on Blanchfield, though. Jackie Dover has pinged it in terms of minutes played, points, rebounds. Certainly, physically, he's setting himself up for a big back end of the season. Here he is, Alex Toohey, the next star hoping to shine. Waka Labula whips the ball cross court to find Tyler Harvey. Shot clock to 5. Harvey is stripped of the ball. One-on-one with Toohey. Alex Toohey leaves the shot short, but
Darling turns down the open three. The Breakers will just settle the pace. Toohey tips it off. Takes it in transition, Euro step, Parker Jackson can't get it there as it rattles out.
Sydney Kings 5 of 21.
Full court steal from Alex Toohey. And he'll go the other way, spin back.
Right back at it. Defense.
Andre Cook gets away from Toohey, but Alex has the final say. The deflection picked up by Liafa.
He's such a good connector for them at both ends. He stretches the floor, plays that 4 spot. It's just been a really solid presence for them, and their leading rebounder. I think they're really missing his presence out there.
So one up.
Toohey. Dean Dickerman has just given
second opportunity for Melbourne. Shot clock ticks down to 6.
Ooh.
Stripped by Toohey. He is having some sort of quarter. The next star took low.
The Hawks 6 and 4, Sydney 7 and 5 under pressure here, the home team. And the Kings force the turnover, and then the foul by... You can climb out of that hole now. Bogdanovic about to re-enter for the Phoenix. Another turnover. This time Toohey, one-on-one with Sobey.
And the rotation here.
is Shayeli. And then Toohey gets the strip. And in transition, he should be able to finish.
From the Breakers. PJC tipped off. Well, Pepe will come up with it.
Toohey against Windler. The pass off is good. Potential. Underneath that pass, not so good. Just not firm enough. Should have taken the shot. And Toohey from...
Really tough goal of it this year so far. Liafa, Jalen Adams is short. A lot of times we see teams come to Launceston and rely on the three ball, and it doesn't always work out.
Play probably didn't go as they drew up there, Tassie. Certainly didn't go as they drew up.
How good was that individual defense from Bullquall?
You got it.
Feathery on that floater is Jalen Adams. Drimic at the other end. That one's taken away by Toohey. The Kings see the door.
Offensive rebounding beast. You've got to get that guy off the glass. He creates too many second possessions as Wardenberg runs into him, loses control. Kings on the run.
Kyle Adam goes to work. Runs hard into Toohey. Jump ball.
Nice
15 points for Lepepe. 15. Toohey stole it away. The next star lays it up.
They need to clean up. The Hawks are getting too many second chance looks. He said, guys, we've got to take pride in our defense. Enjoy the battle out there. Nothing breaks their spirit. And he'll be very happy with that.
Steve from Malawatch made sure that Days wasn't able to take his spot on the low block. Kel on the move. Good hands from Toohey. Got some help from Qual.
Ooh. Especially if he's going to get a shot that wide open. I don't know what happened on the defensive end there.
Correct. The double comes for Humphreys. Adelaide's first possession is a turnover. Meanwhile, Alex Toohey, the next 8. This game of runs that we've spoken about. Sydney enjoying another one right now. And, I don't know, miscommunication. Davis throws it away. That's a long break.
That is a very long break. I'll tell you what, one person's not getting a break. Oh.
And that is not a good inbound from Adelaide.
Thought that he's going to come off the bench for them. We'll see what happens, what they throw out there in round 1. A lot of people, and there's another turnover.
Doesn't matter who starts for.
Exactly. I think they're all going to play around 22, 20.
Jackson Cartwright. Liapa's such a good on-ball defender. Looks inside and throws it away. Toohey pushing the pace again. Nice little step through.
And D-Max and stuff, he will... This is his dream to have players like this.
Another turnover for the Breakers. And the Kings looking to make them pay. Adams steps into it. Here's McCarron. Looking inside for Gillespie, and it's ripped away by Alex Toohey. Cooks. Liafa. Jackson Cartwright. Liapa's such a good on-ball defender. Looks inside and throws it away. Toohey pushing the pace again. Nice little step through and the length, but...
And D-Max and stuff, he will... This is his dream to have players like this.
Another turnover for the Breakers. And the Kings looking to make them pay. Adams steps into a triple. Looking inside for Gillespie, and it's ripped away by Alex Toohey. Cooks. Liafa for 3. Yeah.
Another O-board. 8-1 now.
Well, they got to get him some more shots. I know they can shoot the 3, and they shoot it pretty well. Missing there, but right now...
Coaching staff member at 71-61. It's the Hawks by 10 again. Lee to bump them out to their biggest lead of the game again. Sydney 7-6 at home. Perth 7-6 on the road. Windler gets an early look and knocks down the 3.
An unselfish play there by Ben.
Cotton and Doolittle. Now Okwera. Foul spotted.
3 ball here for Sunday Ditch. Martin pulls it down. Out for Davis. No.
foul. Gone out of the game since quarter time. Glover.
This is...
It's of the game. Sydney 7 of 9 at the line. Illy again. Getting rid of Bruce. Dellavedova. Left alone. Releases the three. Can't hit it.
Probably what he's been put out there for.
Here is Bannon. Outside, Adele. Okay. That's a good sign. 19 changes in the game. Cook got rid of Adams. Pray to see something he likes.
The big man out of Oakland, California. Lewis kicked it on to Sobey, who gave it straight back and no luck.
Now, I think
in the corner.
They can get this thing down to 10 or even a play to make them feel good about themselves going into the locker room as Glover pulls one from deep and hits nothing but
on the points. Sobey finding Glover again. He lets loose with the triple. This time it rims away and leads the league in assists. Looking for a big 3 quarters to follow after a slow start. Joined us late. They were kept to just 12 points in the first quarter. The lowest haul of the season, Latmayan. Both teams.
Doesn't over-dribble, then they get the on-ball screen late to him, just like then. Look for them to continue to do that.
Mason Peatling finds the net from 3-point land. Darius Days. He's a sweet shooter. And he finds the nylon.
You show him the right-hand lane, he's going to eat you up.
Trey Kell finds a way to feed Wani Swaka-Labulik, who finds only. Can they correct that, and how quickly? Kell finds Tyler Harvey. There's the first step.
Well, you love the
roll before that timeout. Illawarra now Froling runs out of options. Darius Days had to shoot, only just inside the clock.
Mooney guarded by Adams. Works off the on-ball. Gets it to the outside, that's no good. He's going to give it his best crack. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Lopez from outside. That's good. Karim.
He comes up with the ball here. Runs past Adams. Bowen in the corner. Armstrong takes a look at the clock. Eventually found its way to Stuyth. It was unfashionable and Toohey partially blocked.
Only seconds left in the third. So the Hawks have the final say on the scoreboard. Trey Kell has to let it rip. Since taking over at home and against tonight's opponents. Wani Swaka-Labulik improves the scoreboard a bit more.
See if Phoenix look to get hurt a touch on this possession.
Instead, it's Lewis. This time he had time, and it's a good look.
He's doing a really good job of getting on the on-balls with the spread floor and then being able to create to their perimeter shooters as Lewis misses one from the wing, but again, good offense.
Next. Who's going to find their stroke? Joe Wieskamp, maybe? Yes, on this occasion at least. They were on par when it came to rebounds with Sydney through 3 quarters. In fact, offensive boards 10-4 in favour of the Jack Jumpers.
Put on the outside. Mooney drives, kicks. Good from Jackson Cartwright. And the break is on fire, of course. You mentioned that, Brad Rose in a 6-6 game. He started 1 for 1 here. Menenga from deep. That's no good.
Rushed that one, had more time.
To him. Robertson trying to man up on him. The pass is good. Oh, Pinder couldn't score a 3 as well, could he? No, that time couldn't go. Pip comes up with it. 4 points that margin. Oh, Henschel. Probably need to live. There's Windler, who will draw the foul on Toohey, so he'll go to the line as well. So Windler's going.
Listen, Pete Hawley, Leonard Copeland. Call team on Friday Night Hoops. Kelsey Brown is courtside. Crawford can't hit.
Gordon Crawford's been terrific, but just then good. But they need Milton Doyle if they're going to win this game.
Steindl from outside, catch and shoot, no good.
Well, Matty, right now in the first 3 minutes, the Taipans have no points and no rebounds.
That spells trouble. Can Jonah Antonio fix that? It hadn't looked and jump. I put in on halfway and said you got to run through Derek Rucker to get 100 grand at the other end of the court. You reckon you stop him, D-Ruck?
He'd say I'd do it for 100 grand.
Bradshaw.
He doesn't get
whatever they want. Davis penetration, gets it back from Sunday Ditch, baseline fires, that's off the mark, so Adelaide 1 of 4 from deep.
Team will be good to go.
Well, he's bouncy to start Saturday night hoops. Wide open look. That time.
And to be really good at home, playing off of a lot of emotion, and that was always going to be the danger for Sydney coming to Brisbane. They get a charged-up Brisbane team as Nordo knocked down.
And it's hard to find the defensive, like, are you going to switch this ball screen? You're going to play drops, which I would not be doing as Casey played, but
No Spurgeon sightings. Start the season. Smith-Milner coming in late. 58 apiece. Day's catch and shoot. Got it. Darius just sees full of confidence. And the Cats through Windler. Tried to go off the glass. It was a forced shot.
When that happens, to rile up the crowd.
That's right.
There's definitely something.
Pepper in the corner. It's good play from Ty Webster. Needs to do that more. Start to his game. He's coming off the bench at the moment. Working into it with 10 points. Cam Oliver. Here's Windler. Shooting away. Oliver down the other end.
Championship here with the Sydney Kings. I don't know why you're acting like this guy can't play. He's an elite talent.
Toohey against his former team. First. The Adelaide 36ers are shell-shocked. Jason Kadee. Vasiljevic.
Wow, that's a bad shot.
Shot that one.
Oh, crosses up Bruce. Still looking to attack. Finds King on the outside. He's 2 for 2 from that corner.
Potent offensively. So your squad's not shy, and there's Wieskamp again. He's feeling it. Moving from side to side.
Danovich, Glover in the corner.
Craig Muller's just hit me up saying that.
Walton Jr. hurt. Hunter, Sobey and Wieskamp out there to start this final frame. Wieskamp's been good from distance so far and continues.
Can't leave him off. Fires and in and out. Again, the Breakers just can't get anything to fall from 3. 1 of 9 now.
Great pass by PJC.
And a knocked
Beautiful
out
recognition.
From up, taking his spot for the Breakers. Jackson Cartwright with a little rip through. Pulling the trigger from deep was Lopez, but for the Breakers. Jackson Cartwright with a little rip through. Pulling the trigger from deep was Lopez, but
here. Adams runs into Vasiljevic. Now Main pulls up, drops the 2, and retreats in defence. I might just jump in your car and take this drive back to Sydney with you for entertainment value as young Jung Lee misses a shot. He hit the decks.
Must result in defensive rebounds in the first phase, and that helps really reduce margins. But I mentioned that too.
Crowd's starting to come alive now. Here comes Foxwell again. They're back within 3. Ed to tie it up. Cam Oliver with the rebound.
So it might be an area where Tasmania can fix up the scoreboard and get some loose points.
Steindl with that arc run to get a shot, but
58 apiece, halfway gone in this third period. He's got 10 points, Cam Oliver, 4 of 7 shooting. Bannon,
but I definitely like to spread you out, and you're going to get 8 minutes of Jalen Adams ball screen work.
Prater for 3. That one's strong. Harrison rips it down.
Outstanding touch around the hoop.
30 seconds remaining for the Bullets. Down by 5. Keandre Cook, high arcing, no good.
Davis Harrell on ball work. That was not really one trying to score, just setting up the possession.
Oh, that was meant for Montrezl Harrell, and instead DJ for
ASAP.
And go back again.
The Korean gets a bit closer this time, and Oliver swats the ball out of the way, but there's a foul called on the Kings. Just one organisation that does so much to help. Well done. It's great to see the Kings on board again with the Salvation Army. Look at Tyler Harvey starting to...
Good D from Adams.
Young Lee waiting in the corner to drop 3 more. What second?
You're now offense, and they didn't call that. Talk to me. Yeah, okay.
Fair.
Young Lee.
Wow.
Speaking of offense, 9 rebounds and 2 assists. Tyler Harvey sends it on its way. They come up empty.
So much experience to the table, as well does Jonah Bolden. So opening points of this second term for the Sydney Kings lead out to 13, which is it from both of these teams. Only the 3 turnovers for the Kings. It feels like more. Lopez for 3. Well off.
Punishes you, Andrew. You pass one up.
Shooting from goal, he would have been handy at the Olympics. Steps back on Toohey. McCoy running the point for the Taipans. Wardenberg steps into the 3. It's long as well.
I think that's going to be on. Just continue to probe and play with the basketball, and they wind up getting a kick ball, which is fortunate. And there was a play there.
You do run something here for Hung Lee. Yeah, he's going to get
a little bit better. He can climb out of that hole now. Bogdanovic about to re-enter for the Phoenix. Another moment there for Sydney, who looked like conceding very early points. Apply the defensive clamp. Steindl, his shot rims away the rebound.
But 4 rebounds and 3 assists. He's in the game, and that's what he has to do.
Always contributes, if not on the scoreboard. Steindl has his shot jump out.
Minute 50 to play. United find themselves trailing. Golding! You said Pete Ooley 1 from 9 didn't matter.
New Zealand need to pick him up earlier and stop his momentum as Mooney lines one up.
Wide open. Can't get that one to go. He'll get the rebound himself and kick it out to... Bolden up top. Finds Lopez in the corner. Connects.
Foot on the line. Looking inside. The matchup will suit Doolittle. Here's Windler. A little more aggressive on this occasion. Doolittle does well under...
4 from the field. All of them have been needed as Illawarra come back again and get organized on the offensive end.
Froling, right place. To Harris. Another one to Harris.
Great pass.
Great pass. Just split the gap beautifully, and so too did Cotton.
Time bucket there from Qual.
Every possession so important right now.
And now it's clearly understandable. Our angle wasn't great.
Mooney can't get that to fall, and this one is all but buried.
And again, there is that talk that he's going to come off the bench for them. We'll see what happens, what they throw out there in round 1. A lot of people, and there's another turnover. He's the biggest pest around. And that sums up, I think, everybody who's been a teammate with Sean Bruce and then plays against him, Good Take and Sobey would agree with. And it's what Delhi made his career on.
He's got 9 now. And the Kings have doubled up the breakers. Oh, a little step through from King.
Nice little move.
Yeah,
Matty, getting back to what you were saying.
Got 9 now. And the Kings have doubled up the breakers. Oh, a little step through from King.
Nice little move. Yeah, Matty, getting back to what you were saying, and I can...
In his last 2 against Adelaide, Kendrick Davis, 30-point games. His last 2 against Sydney, they're the 2 starting point guards. And starting to feel it is Montrezl. 4 and 11. They've struggled outside their home city as Isaac Humphries gets close to the rim. But 2 of those 4... Davis prowling, feeding Isaac Humphries. Over the top of Alex Toohey, and Isaac comes away with a couple.
Provided for this franchise.
Frolling. His pet play, but he comes away scoreless on that by 9, who are a fantastic home team at 9-4. Trying to make it 5 straight home victories to see out the regular season. Here's Alex.
Clock winds down to 3 minutes. Toohey lent in, which gave her just enough room. Wieskamp can't tip it in either.
And Pete, we keep an eye on Cairns, who must have been, or could easily have been, a little distracted on game day by the happenings at the team hotel today. Sam Wardenberg with the score. Gel against Sydney this year. 22 points, 9 rebounds, game 1. 15 points, 10 boards, so a double-double in their most recent meeting. And he throws this one. Jonah Antonio. Tanner Groves goes to work on Toohey. Oliver timed his jump just on Cairns, who must have been, or could easily have been, a little distracted on game day by the happenings at the team hotel today. Sam Wardenberg with the score. Jackson McCoy, Renio. Tanner Groves goes to work on Toohey. Oliver timed his jump just enough.
Seen a whole lot of him since the preseason. Been injury prone. He's getting some early minutes. What can we expect?
Well, I would just advise him. Well, that was not good. So I
enjoyed having a chat with Josh King pre-game. Very relaxed, as is to be expected, I suppose, when you're 8-3.
He's here to win tonight, Montrezl Harrell.
Adelaide need Matty to tighten things up again on the offensive end, and Davis is sloppy.
Range, 3 balls, assists, steals.
Lopez to the middle, spins back. Continues to finish around the rim.
Give me your assessment on the improvement in recent games of both Adams and Oliver, who've been criticised understandably at different stages this season. Brisbane, 28 per game. They've won the 4th quarter in their last 6 games, and Tyrell Harrison.
Meninga gets really good position on Toohey underneath. Mooney feeds it his way. Toohey with some terrific defence.
That was all class, and the adjustment around the rim contested. And now on the defensive end, getting it done.
Forced the turnover. Feeding the post has been atrocious for Sydney.
Toohey stops Frolling now. So out there for Scott Roth and the Jack Jumpers. Fed down low by Steindl. No score. Jack Jumpers, Cam Oliver. The absence of Will Magnay, who was the subject of a fitness test pre-game, having a huge toll, no doubt, on Tassie. Majok Ding.
All right, from Baltimore, Maryland. Now that's my GOAT. Now Leroy with the statue out the front, just paying respect.
Period of time, he's a great inspiration for me. I got to play alongside him in the '92 Olympics, and what a great fella he is.
Brisbane are ice cold.
Kings, same thing. Look at the standing still. 4 guys outside and just let Sam Frolling.
In the prettiest day from long range for the Kings. But that was important. Frolling got to his left hand.
Got to get it up.
Drops one.
Munzer again working inside against Toohey. He loses the handle. The left hand just a little firm again as well. He's getting to...
Gets it back, finds King on the wing, who finds Gillespie up top. As you said, he's here right now on the defensive end.
Another good signing for them in Meninga as well. Very big body, gets the ball down low, and he can finish down there like that. Very good left-handed. Was outstanding for Cairns last year in a big Xavier Cooks things.
Isaac looking inside. Meninga throws it up. Oliver grabs the rebound. Here's McCarron. Looking inside for Gillespie, and it's ripped away by Alex Toohey.
Another good signing for them in Meninga as well. Very big body, gets the ball down low, and he can finish down there like that. Very good left-handed. Was outstanding for Cairns Cooks things.
Isaac looking inside. Menenga throws it up. Oliver grabs the rebound.
Rebound after they pass the ball around Sydney. So a big minute for Montrezl Harrell, as now he provides the assist for another big in Isaac Humphries.
How they choose to try and exploit him.
Well, they're putting some length with Toohey.
Martin coming past Noy, tried to get it underneath to Harrell.
Need a quick score. That'll help their cause. That'll really help their cause. And one opportunity for Matt Hurt.
Milt Doyle is brought here to be a primary scorer and playmaker.
True. I know you said it's probably not working out that way.
He's played in the Kings within reach. Rose and Noy having a good battle. And now Armstrong throws it away. Kings within reach. Rose and Noy having a good battle. And now Armstrong throws it away. Time.
Well, at least I'm closer than Derek.
I'm actually closer, but if you want to believe that, that's cool too.
Derek Walton Jr. finding Matt Hurt, but he couldn't save Dunks too. It's Adelaide by 23.
Defenses open up the floor for Adams and Cooks and Noy to an extent, and Toohey, but the concern on Brian Gorge's mind.
Distant across both years.
Very mature, plays well beyond his actual age, as Froling and Peatling combined. Both teams looking to attack the...
Fitting that he plays for Sydney with that Harbour Bridge three-ball stroke. A big coat hanger through the air, and now he's fighting to get the rebound. Peatling wins the battle.
Anticevic into the game for the Breakers. Mooney crosses back. Can't find anything, well guarded by Adams. 8 seconds on the shot clock, and Menenga.
Jonah Bolden has had on this Breakers team. He's such a good connector for them at both ends. He stretches the floor, plays that four spot. It's just been a really solid presence for them, and their leading rebound.
He's only played to lead his team in scoring and rebounding so far this year. Another dunk from Taco Fall.
Well, he was a massive problem for Melbourne on that night. The unselfishness of this United team, and one can't finish off with a jam.
Against the Sydney Kings, and daring players like Xavier Cooks to shoot that three ball. So it's a great defensive strategy.
Went for the backdoor play against physical. Already got 3 steals in the first half. All the numbers are very similar. Both teams shooting the same percentage from the three-point line and field goals. Lost his footing. Enough composure to get it to White. Who now sees Robertson. Wants to go to work, and that's a great find for Cole Bowen, who was strong with the finish.
After a 12-0 run from the Breakers. BJC tipped off.
Doolittle's coming on, so maybe he's going to rest, but Windler does have the 2 fouls. The pass inside, Almanza scores the 2. Didn't ram it into the hoop. Toohey against Windler. The pass off is good. Potential. Underneath that pass, not so good.
Play probably didn't go as they drew up there, Tassie. Certainly didn't go as they...
Jonah Antonio, we know the three ball is in his arsenal, but they get close to the rack and then they're forced out of it. Good defense from the kid.
Qual. 6 points. Haven't seen a lot of Cam Oliver tonight. There he is. That snatched out of his hands by
Treat right now inside RAC Arena. Here's Michael Harris. The feed off was okay. Windler couldn't finish the play.
Walk to the other end, disappointed. Big hit by Cooks.
17 and 11 for Cooks in his NBL return. May have backed off for 2 more.
And that's that he had Rob Roses and D-Max and stuff. He will. This is his dream to have players like this.
Another turnover for the Breakers.
Add Rob Roses and D-Max and stuff. He will. This is his dream to have players like this.
Another turnover for the Breakers. Here's McCarron. Looking inside for Gillespie, and it's ripped away by Alex Toohey.
It's a big hole for the Jack Jumpers to fill with those three missing.
It is, but we've seen them, as Grimmick lets one fly, we've seen them be in holes and work their ways.
I don't think they need to win it. They're just going to be more competitive, particularly at this end of the floor.
See the numbers there.
Keeping Brisbane off the glass.
Davis 11 and 7 to Martin, Harrell and Humphreys. They've shared it around this for their highest first quarter of the season. Instead, they'll equal.
Looking to get firing on the offensive end. Lopez has been aggressive. Continues, that goes up. And a silky finish off the finger roll.
As we know, they're #1 in the league in defensive rating, and they did a good job on Friday night on that end of the floor, but this is a different type of ball club right here. Chris Golding knocks down another one. Cross matches to occur in transition where Oliver keeps getting caught up with Chris Golding.
Here he comes again. That time he thought he was fouled and probably had a
bench this season. We'll talk about the offensive-defensive matchup in this game momentarily. Here's Trey Kell stepping in front of Alex Toohey, but he's off the mark.
For Sydney, considering a couple of games ago when Adams was missing, he scored 21 points, handed off 4 or 5 assists.
Oh, he'll be a big part of tonight.
Magnay are just going at it. Physicality. A prize fight scheduled in Launceston tonight. The defense from the Kings. Magnay, Steindl, Crawford, Deng out there, the 5 for Tassie. Milton in attack mode. He's going to go to the strike. The other side of it is whenever you play in the season, he's enjoying a pretty tough run at it. Crawford on the bounce. Couple of seconds remaining. Step back. That won't go. It's pretty ugly. 5-point lead to the Kings down the stretch. We've got 5 minutes remaining in Launceston. Milton Doyle having just hit his first shot of the game.
Vasiljevic in a trap, needs help. Humphreys beyond his range, gives it back to the captain. Single digits on the shot clock. He pulls the trigger. Off the mark. Adelaide take the Mayen. Picks up the dribble, needs help. Sunday Detch with it now. 90 seconds left from halftime. Detch fires off the mark. Robertson did a good job holding off last.
Froling got to his left hand.
Got to get it up.
That hit the rim. Everyone stopped.
Munzer into the game early for the Perth Wildcats as well. It's a little short.
Good call by the rest there.
A little to Pepper. Decides to shoot again. Oh, gets that one stuck.
Right? You have one always hooking around the bottom of the ring, moving opposite to the other.
Another 3. That's what he needs to do. Yeah. Davis has got Liafa chasing him around. There's no relief for Adelaide's star point guard. It's either Bull Qualt or Isaiah Liafa. That is tough. Super tough from DJ Vasiljevic.
He's on 20 points. Kendrick pulls up in the face of Toohey and says, that's how you do it, next star.
Well, take the initiative and make some back cuts, make some face cuts.
Aldrich.
Come by 11 at three-quarter time, beat Southeast and then come across here, and at the moment taking on Sydney, and this man here, Bryce Cotton, is showing why he is.
Look at turnovers and offensive rebounds.
Bryce Cotton elevates, drops.
Is that Sixers defense to shift and collapse, and Noy makes a good pass over to Malawatch.
And Kendrick Davis at the other end continues.
Edwards to Armstrong. Armstrong working on Toohey. The shot from Taron Armstrong misses. The putback is good off the fingertips. Edwards to Armstrong. Armstrong working on Toohey. The shot from Taron Armstrong misses. The putback is good off the fingertips.
Have the insight. Derek Rucker with this court side. Prather putting the moves on Toohey. Steps back, long 2. Harrison underneath.
Oh, really a mirror image this year to last in terms of minutes played, points, rebounds. Certainly, physically, he's setting himself up for a big back end of the season.
Find adversary and have to fight a way through it. That's what they're faced with at the moment. Down by 11. Let's have the inside of Tom Abercrombie courtside. McCarron, long 2, no good.
It's to put themselves back in front. Illy steps back. The Kings got a hand in.
The Kings by 19. Crawford shoots over the top of Alex Toohey. Off target. And on
position and just drop the ball.
There he goes to work. Kept it alive. He thought he was fouled. Now Oliver.
Jackson Cartwright looks to work on Toohey. Does a great job.
Doyle sizing things up. Toohey with the defensive matchup. What can the youngster muster here? Doyle puts the head down, chucks it at the backboard, won't go. Time remaining for Cook.
With that, they were able to escape a bullet there, but LePepe can shoot that shot, but it's obvious as Kel pulls up from mid-range and knocks it down. It's obvious Jagger.
Steve from Malawatch made sure that Days wasn't able to take his spot on the low block. Kel on the move.
A lot more you could do there.
We're winding back the clock at the moment. Adams is 2022. Adams is, that's a nice basket for Dylan Windler.
Just like that, round one will be in the books after this. Vasiljevic starting to get himself.
He's not necessarily happy with that shot. Adelaide will make wholesale substitutions.
Kendrick Davis, too heavy.
The Kings have certainly lifted the intensity defensively.
Kendrick has his shot jump out. Davis, shot clock to 4, 3. Got to get going now. Kendrick Davis pulls up, drops 2. Big play from the MVP runner. Hickey, an ambitious shot that got nowhere near the mark, and here's some Webster making his return from a hamstring injury on Friday, having missed 8 games, was very solid. 8 points on 4 of 8 shooting. Speaking of shooting, we know that Dylan Doolittle's had a couple of productive games against Sydney this season. Big numbers again on Friday night. Christian Doolittle
at 6, but outside of those two gentlemen, the rebounding has been slim.
Henschel pulls up, can't knock it down. Henschel. And rebound goes to Wagstaff. Back for Bryce Cotton. Every basketball fan in the West with fingers crossed, hoping he extends his stay at the Wildcats.
Rob Edwards is the microwave. I don't know, Cotnoy's got to be the kettle or something. It needs to be some kind of appliance that heats up quickly.
Hey,
Jason
everyone
Kenney
needs 2
outside.
microwaves, JP, then.
Second playing 7th. Adelaide with a chance to go into the playing spots tonight with a win.
Well,
won 8 fourth quarters across the course of the campaign. Sydney are by far and away the best fourth quarter team in the competition, and they might need to be not to put him in that situation again.
I'll be honest, fuck the coach, I'm taking him out.
Impressive from Owen Foxwell. The size and the wingspan of Alex Toohey is a big problem for the Phoenix guards here. Air with 3 on the clock.
Team.
I thought I could have saw maybe Foxwell's fingers move, but even still, it's just not worth it. I just don't think it's worth it this early in the game.
I'd love to talk about Foxwell, but
We've got a Phoenix team coming at them hard in the 3rd quarter. Here's Sobey from deep.
He goes to 11 points for the game, the first player into double figures. Rebound. He goes to 11 points for the game, the first player into double figures. Rebound.
He's a 6'8", but he thinks like a point guard in those situations.
Just a 2 for Jalen Adams on that last play. 3 assists for Xavier. Both offenses are humming. Adams, tough take inside.
Tough finish.
Can they get those stops without Oliver out there? Some Sprott. Just the 8 points in the final quarter the last time these two teams met for the Brisbane Bullets. They've got that already, but they find themselves in a 7-point hole. That won't help, but North...
Mason Peatley, where do you fit him in? But by starting him, you get Jalen on the 2 guard. Sobey pulls up for the 3 here. But I like it.
Sean Bruce starting for the...
He was coming from after that is why it's not that same player.
Walton pulls up.
Oh, wow.
Drops the 3.
Yo, his movement mattered.
What do Foxwell and the Phoenix have from here? They were cruising when ahead by 18. And Derek Walton, who's been a king on the...
Rotate off of Malawatch.
Walton sitting on 20 points. Can't add to that.
Ooh.
Davis dynamic this evening. And then he loses the ball base. But he does have 9 assists, Kendrick. That shot well short as the shot clock applied pressure. Kudos Bank Arena. Peatling into Lepepe. Now Trey Kell is swatted away by Alex Toohey. The Hawks game.
The Kings look exceptionally sharp. Jalen Adams over his last 7 games is averaging 7 assists a game as Harvey misses from deep.
Graham has been for 2 seasons now. Collision on court. Nothing called there, but off the ball. It's 2 steals and a block. Mills said, who's this kid? And he's gone on with the job, Lockie Olbrick. Illawarra in the 4th.
The Kings have gone to switching everything.
Swaka Bullock, his floater didn't float enough. Wani Swaka Bullock whips the ball cross court to find Tyler Harvey. Shot clock to 5. Harvey is stripped of the ball. 1 up. The crowd willing the Kings on to deny Illawarra. Someone must have opened the door.
Their numbers, but they just look like they go through the motions sometimes, and it's just hard to watch.
Bateman and the strong rebound of Camel.
Right substitutions, like how he's playing this team.
Bateman spun, ducked, drove and missed.
Gets himself going in this second half.
Stay down.
Cook.
Go in. Go in.
Clear off 2 to start the afternoon. Golding away from Toohey. He can't miss.
His on-ball defenders in the competition is full qual. And he's only played a little over 3 minutes in this contest. So I'm really surprised that given the
People Dad's only here for a week or so, but Ian's mum's going to stay in town until just before Christmas. Up of Cameron. Second opportunity for Melbourne. Shot clock ticks down to 6.
Ooh.
Stripped by Toohey. He thrashing it out on Sunday hoops. It's moved from Dellavedova, but can't score. Only has the 2. Toohey back into the game. Illy's been a handful for Adams, continues to be, but that won't count.
Too long to tie up his laces, delaying the restart. Trey Kell lets loose with a 3. Hits the deck, no whistle.
And go to work, Tyler.
Harvey working in the face of Alex Toohey. He's the man for the moment. Toohey defending. And we know that when we keep the opposition under 80, we've won 26 in a row. So what stat prevails as we see Glover, the signal to the crowd, that's 2.
The Kings, better defense, then they push the ball and get the ball through hands. And well done from Milton Doyle. Get to the line.
Beat Leah Pepe. Drimmick is met by Leah Pepe, who provides the block, but at a pro.
Alex Toohey, after starting the season so well. Here's Cameron, speaking of form, he has been red hot.
His first points of the...
Keeping an eye on Jack White as well. After that miss, he kind of grabbed at his hamstring. He's just looking at the bench. He wants a sub now.
Parker Jackson-Cartwright does for these breakers. Mooney guarded by Toohey. Deep into the paint. Will draw the foul on the way, and he'll go to the line for two. Mooney. Hard drive through Toohey. Fades out of bounds, knocks it down.
Galloway's just as athletic, just not defensive-minded, or as defensive-minded as Bull Quarles.
Can't finish.
Filling it up, Sean Bruce. What a hand for Sydney late in the first half. Adnam quickly back at them. Bradshaw gets the rebound.
Late Entertainment Centre. Davis shakes Liapa. Now against Toohey. Works down to the baseline. Forced into a tough shot. Can't convert.
2 for 1 up.
Looks a lot more comfortable.
Late clock again for the Bullets. Cook with a hand in the face. No board by Zach. Heard Brian Gorgent call it no fouls. Great D from Toohey. Brilliant work to force Bateman into a tough one.
That's exactly what he does, crashes the glass. And this is where I think they can get Toohey on there. Exactly that little on ball. He's going to struggle to cope on the speed.
Back to 5 once more. Look here. Midway through this second term in the Freeway Series. Meeting number 117 between these two teams. 1 of 4 from the game, the 22-year-old. Hickey down the middle.
A fundamental defensive error.
Small. 4 minutes remaining. Free throws for the Hawks.
Long arms. Such a good player in the excitement machine. Here is Webster, keen to take it inside and score the 2. All tight.
All of them in fairly entertaining fashion.
He's dominating tempo out there.
Looks to go from deep this time and drops that one. 16 in the first half.
Dialed up on this occasion. So back to single digits, the gap. Sobey puts it back to 12.